What's up? What's up? Lord Skunk here at LordSkunk.com. We're going to be doing the heroic AAT tank takedown tonight. I'm glad that you guys tuned in. We're going to get Team Skunk in here in just a second. Let's see. I got a bunch of stuff open on my screen, so bear with me. We're going to be looking at best team comps. We're going to be looking at mods. We're going to be looking at all kinds of great stuff that we're going to have going on this bad boy here. Let me pop over to the game, get that going here. What's up, everybody? How you doing? We're live. Say what's up to the world.
What's up?
What's going on, man?
What's going on, man?
You guys ready to do this thing?
Oh, I was born ready.
All right, give me 2 minutes. So give me right now. Just real quick, everybody, throw out there your best Phase 1 team. Who is it?
Well, who's going first?
Doesn't matter. Just shout it out. Yell it out.
JKA, Isla, Qui-Gon Jinn, Amagundi, and Yoda.
Or Ahsoka instead of Amagundi. That's the team I run.
I've been hearing a lot of good things about Ahsoka being lead. A lot of people are saying that.
The Ayla lead with Tenacity mod seems to be the top performing one, but you have to have it modded right.
Are we trying that? That's what I'm running.
I think that's what Sky ran when he posted 400,000 or whatever he posted.
Yeah,
you need like 5 Tenacity multiplexers.
Are you suggesting that Sky has better mods than you do?
I don't know if anybody can go by Sky because I can't duplicate any of his numbers. So
I got 5 Tenacity multiplexes, but just not with Sky's speed secondaries.
So basically, if people are curious about how Team Skunk gets to these raids and how we do what we do, it's all because of Sky Crack. Okay, he literally carries our whole entire guild. So,
in fact, we're already in Phase 4 because he sold the first.
Yeah, with one team.
So this is gonna be a short video.
All right, give me just a minute here, guys. Just trying to get set up here. Okay, so let's look and see. Did we get some early hitters here? Looks like we had some early. Let's do shaming. We got public shaming going on. Alpha Mole Eliza. What?
That's a very public shaming right there.
An officer in the guild did that? Are you kidding me? All right, so give us a little rundown of how we do things, Malleus, so people can kind of know what we got going on here.
So we have players from all over the world, so we like to give people opportunities. Because the raid rewards are socialized, pretty much everybody who isn't named Sky or Ood gets the same raid rewards. So we open Phase 1 at about 7 in the morning Eastern. Everybody can use one team until that phase is over. 4 in the afternoon. And then at 7 in the evening, we open Phase 2 for one team. The following 7 in the morning, we open Phase 3 for one team. And then at 7:15 at night the following day, Zerg, which lasts about 5 minutes.
Yeah, we've come a long way on this thing. You guys remember the first one we did? Oh my goodness.
The first one was ugly.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah, and for those guilds out there too that are struggling, I know there's a lot of guilds. I've seen different forum, websites and whatnot. They're really kind of frustrated. I see a lot of people, saying they're going to quit the game and all this stuff. It's a marathon, not a sprint. I'll say that. Take your time. I mean, it was really rough for us. We lost some members. We had a rough go in the beginning, but I think it made us stronger. I think we enjoy it. I mean, we get through it pretty quick now. I wouldn't quite say maybe it's Rancor raid status yet, would you guys say? But it's getting close.
No, I mean, the Rancor raid you can almost solo. This still requires a team effort, and the more times you run it, the more comfortable you get with it. So, if you don't succeed the first time, you can really focus on the teams in the raid guide and push even harder.
Yeah, speaking of that, I know a lot of people have been viewing I got a lot of comments on the Team Skunk, LordSkunk.com raid guide. You can find over on LordSkunk.com. Make sure that you guys are checking that out. I had a lot of guilds, guild leaders, people in guilds that sent that to their guild leaders, and then they sent it out to their guilds that have really appreciated that. It helped them get to where they were able to get over that hump to start doing heroic. It helps the people on regular. It's just an all-around good guide. Appreciate all the people in TeamSKUNK that helped put that guide together. It's a fantastic resource. I know a lot of people appreciate that. So it's not just for us, it's for everybody. So feel free to use that. I think we're going to be ready to go here. We're going to start off. Did anybody... let me see. For the next time we do this, and we do need to do this soon. I like this. This is pretty fun. I do want to make sure that some of you guys get the team viewer. If you get team viewer, we can actually view your team while you're doing your version of or your attempt on the raid. So it's pretty cool. So who am I going to run with? You guys are saying Ayla is good.
Do Jedi Knight lead with Yoda, Qui-Gon, Aya, and Ahsoka or Amagundi. That's your team. It's gonna do that one.
Okay, so we got Jedi Knight, Anakin, Yoda, Ahsoka. You said Amagundi or who?
No, Qui-Gon, Jinn, and Aya. Okay. The other two.
No Yoda.
No, you want Yoda.
Okay. And Ahsoka.
Choose between Amagundi and Ahsoka. I would do Ahsoka just for the fun of it. So.
All right.
Oh, it's just because you like her. Come on.
A lot of people haven't seen her since the update, so they might be impressed.
Yeah, let's put in the sexy girls together. So we'll put in Qui-Gon up here, and then we'll put in Ayla and Ahsoka. Now, I want to still make sure I keep this PG, but I was actually just so you guys know, this is kind of freaky. I want you to know I'm not a freak. It's just accident. I was trying to Google. Remember when they had that all-female event they did a while back? You guys remember that?
Sure.
Okay, I was trying to Google like an Ayla Ahsoka like thing, to put as a thumbnail for the video. Oh my goodness, dude! Don't search Ayla and Ahsoka frickin' on Google, okay? You will get some stuff that really surprises you.
So you're saying you didn't choose that as a thumbnail?
Yeah, well, I kind of did. I had to use the less dirty of the versions. It was pretty hot. I mean, I'll give you that. It was hot for sure. But yeah. All right, so here we go. We got in Jedi Knight, Anakin, Ayla, Ahsoka, Yoda, and Qui-Gon. Okay, so you guys are the experts. Tell me what I need to do. Right now, I'm just getting my butt kicked by Grievous. So Yoda's up.
Well, here's what I do, Skunk. You want to attack the B2 first and get it low, but don't kill it because his first move is to resurrect him if you kill it. And try to get you want Yoda to pop his tenacity, and if you get lucky, he'll assist Qui-Gon.
Okay,
B2
so Yoda is up, so I'm going to go ahead and pop tenacity then, what you're telling me?
Right, and then I reset it until I make sure B2 doesn't go and, before...
remove that, is what you're saying?
Yeah, and then that's my start. And from there, I keep the ad stunned with Aya, and I do as much damage on the boss, my heavy hitters, as I can, and try to keep the other stuff controlled, so...
Okay, I got the B2 probably to around 25% health. He's currently stunned. Well, should I go for the boss next, or what do you think?
Yeah, now go for the boss until the boss laughs and gets his buff, and then you can kill B2.
Okay, well, good. He's stunned right now, so that's good.
Yeah, that's perfect because even if he gets his relentless, he can't attack. So.
Okay. They're just beating on me, so I'm just waiting. Okay, so now he is unstunned, so I could probably stun him, though, with this Yoda move, right?
Yeah, you want to keep... That's what you want, Yoda and Aya to stun those ads, especially B2.
Okay, so let's stun the... Okay, now he's on to Sliver of Health. Okay, so let's do Anakin. I don't want to use my AoE because it'll kill him, so...
Well, you do want to kill him because
he's good to go
rounds.
now?
Yeah, he has 7 rounds before he'll res again. So.
Okay, he's dead now. All right, cool. Now I'm just back on Grievous, right?
Yeah, focus on him with your heavy hitters, and your weak hitters you want to whittle at the ads, but don't kill him.
I don't really think there's any weak hitters on this team. Who would you say?
That's true with Anakin lead. They all hit pretty good. So.
Okay, we'll throw an assist down on the old Grievous here. Oh, I didn't pay attention to what percentage I started with. Yeah. Thanks, Alpha Mo Eliza.
People are going to now, so it's.
I think you started at 84.
Yeah, it wasn't 84.
It's not very encouraging. I'm at 83.19 right now. All right, so B2's back up, and I got Magna Guard as a taunt. He's taunting right now. So just do work on Magna Guard, I'm assuming. I have
Yeah,
to.
yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Should I just kill him then?
I only attack the guards if I have to. I control them otherwise.
All right, and just so people know, maybe that haven't done heroic, we're looking for 2%, right? We're looking for a 2%.
Yes. Yes, that's the minimum you want to you want to retreat until you get 2% at least. So if
You shouldn't really have to retreat. You need to get 2%. It's pretty easy.
When you're first learning, though, sometimes it takes some time to figure out the mechanics of the time.
That's true. You just never want to kill V2 first. Like,
Unless
you
you're
just get them
born
really low,
ready,
like
like Darth Vader.
Yeah, exactly.
I got a lot of dots on me.
Yeah, luckily Jedi heal pretty well, and then Ahsoka can do her special to get him back up. Also, it's really good for Anakin because every time you heal back up, Anakin goes and you pop the boss for a really good hit. So
It would be amazing if you could take tactical maneuvering with Yoda and then give it to your allies. It'd be hilarious.
Uh-oh, we're getting real low here. Let's see if Ahsoka can live. I don't think she's going to be able to because I think the AoEs are going to kill her. But, yep, they did. It's all right.
that means Anakin just got powered up. So use that to your advantage.
For some reason I was targeting the Magna Guard. Okay, Grievous is going crazy now. Alright, just Grievous and the 3 Jedi, and then he rezzed everybody again. Great. Okay, since I'm going to try to get my 2% here is my goal, I'm just going to stay on Grievous here. I'm about dead, so... Poor Annie's dead. Okay, we're down to Ahsoka. Come on, baby. Oh! She's dead. Let's see what I ended up with. Okay, we end up with 110, 190. Not good. Not very good. I usually do a lot better on that run. I usually end up probably about 180, 190. So, let's see here. We did 65k damage with Anakin, 14,000 with Yoda, 11,000 with Qui-Gon, 14,000 with Ayla, and only 4,000 with Ahsoka. My Ahsoka's only gear 10, though. I probably don't really have the best mods on her. And I probably should look at actually remodding my Ayla. I haven't looked at her mods in a while. So we're looking at some of the top players are getting, like Mr. Best, Darth Vader, Alpha Maul Liza are getting into that 230 to 270 range. What's the top we had on here? I can't remember off the top of my head. What's the
we had
Well,
about
Sky
360 or
did
380,000.
400,000, so that's the top.
Okay, so 400,000. What's the average, though, you would say? I mean, this guy's definitely far above that.
Probably
you can
180. 180
Yeah.
seems to be the average.
If you get above 200,000, you had a pretty good run.
Pretty good run? Okay, cool. Cool, well, good deal. If you guys have questions on the live show, if you guys have questions over there in the comments, we'll take those here in a few minutes. So think of some good questions. If you haven't done so, make sure you check out our Discord. That's how we're talking right now. That's how we're all connected here. All of our guilds use Discord. How many guilds we got, Mal? Tell people a little bit about the TEAMSKUNK guilds. Maybe they're unfamiliar with this.
Absolutely. So we have a huge variety of opportunities for every level of player. We have 2 opportunities for the intro player who's just getting started. We have somewhere around 20 Tier 7 rank or Tier 6 AAT rating guilds of all different time zones and rating styles. And we actually right now have 3 heroic AAT rating guilds who are destroying heroic AAT and grabbing those Kenobi shards every chance they get.
Nice. So what do these guys or gals need to do to join TEAMSKUNK?
So all you need to do is hop on the TeamSkunk Discord from teamskunk.com. That'll bring you right into the room, the general chat room. And there's a little bot that pops up and tells you to go to the Looking for Guild channel. All you have to do is post your stats. You post your level and your characters and what you're looking for, and one of 150 recruiters will jump right in there and find a good spot for you. And if it's not the right fit, you just let us know and we find something that works even better. And again, this is every level. This is someone who just started playing the game this week, all the way up to someone who's been playing since last November and has invested in every character in the game. We have a spot for everybody.
Sweet. All right. Well, did we call out in guild
Yeah.
to do phase 1? Okay. So while we're doing that, and we're going to continue to discuss this, I want to pull up. This is from Dr. No Card, TeamSkunk member. He's probably Skycrack Jr. Okay. He's probably our second highest level player. Wouldn't you guys agree?
He is in the top echelon of players in the world. No doubt about that.
All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull up his Baz. What's the dude's name? Baz Malbus. Okay, we're gonna pull up his Baz Malbus gameplay. We'll let that kind of roll a little bit while you guys chat and discuss what's going on in this heroic raid. Okay, let's talk mods. Okay, mods is probably the question. Not even just for raids. I mean, just in general. People have questions for mods. So let's talk about how important mods are for this raid and being able to pump out that damage, because that really could be the deciding factor for a lot of these guilds that are having a tough time with heroic AAT. It could just be a mod issue. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. The single most important factor in success in the AAT raid is gear, because that gives you the protection to survive. The second most important thing is that you're modding correctly. And what you're looking for is protection and health on your characters that are supposed to protect your heavy hitters. You're looking for speed, crit damage, and crit chance on your big damage dealers. And then on this phase 1 team where General Grievous is blocking crit chance and crit damage, you could even use some of your offense mods to try to push your damage a bit. But it's hugely important that you're looking at those mods, taking the mods out of the bank that you've never used, putting them in, and trying some things out.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. When mods first came out, man, I was lost for sure.
I'm still lost.
Yeah.
I still pull up my guildmates and look and see what they're doing, because they're doing double my damage. I must be doing something wrong, and usually it's that I have the wrong mods in. So does anyone else have any mod ideas for phase 1?
Just
I'm
the
pretty much
tenacity,
damaged.
If you're using Ayla, just the tenacity would be something I'd discuss.
You're putting tenacity on her. You're talking about the triangle.
The plus.
Plus, I mean, yeah. The plus,
Yeah.
Can you
you're
tell
using
us
Ayla
about that
as-
team?
If you're using Ayla as lead, her lead bonus gives tenacity to everyone plus 10% heal. And so if you get all of your Jedis with a tenacity plus, they'll start out in the 55 to 60% range tenacity all on their own with the plus, most of them. And with Ayla's lead bonus, they get up to the 95, 100 range. And every time Grievous tries to attack them and throw the damage over time on them, they're healing. That's how you get more. That's how you get more longevity out of those characters in P1.
That seems like cheating. Are you saying that's cheating? Using mechanics
No, I'm saying
against
that's
the
good.
bot?
That's good raid strategy.
I agree.
All
That
right,
is definitely
you were coming in just real quick. So, Alpha Mall Liza, you were coming a little quiet, so I turned you up in Discord just a little bit. I want to make sure that people heard what you had to say. So just give us a real quick 60-second recap on what you said, because that was good information on what you just said.
Sorry. So Ayla's lead gives tenacity to everybody, plus they get a heal bonus as a result of resisting negative status effects from the attackers. So if you get their tenacity up by adding the tenacity plus, then they're going to be in the 50, 60 range on their own. With Ayla's lead bonus, they'll be in the 95 to 100 range. And every time somebody tries to put a negative status effect on them, they're going to heal up. That's how you get longevity out of those characters and how they last longer in P1.
Nice, very good. Okay, so that's good to know. So here's what you want to do. Okay, so just to recap what he said, you want to get your Ayla lead all the way up, put Ayla in his lead in phase 1 with your Jedis, and then make sure that you put on their plus mod, right? The plus mod. I was getting confused. Plus mod is tenacity, and that's going to give them that bonus. So you're looking to get between 80 and 100 tenacity on those characters, and then they're going to get healed every time they resist. All those crazy dots that you saw, if you watched earlier on my phase 1, all those crazy dots, they're going to be resisting those. They're going to be healing themselves. So pretty cool. That's a very good strategy. So nice to know. So even though Alpha Mall Liza went early,
He's still
Yeah.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he redeemed himself.
My
He
fault.
redeemed himself.
My fault.
Yeah, that's okay. He redeemed himself with that. So, Alpha Mole Elias is a founding member. He can get away with that from time to time.
One mistake in a year is not bad.
Yeah, we'll let you have one. All right. Anybody else got any quick tidbits that they want to throw out there for Phase 1? We got a lot of people watching this live. We'll have a ton of people watching the replay of this. Anything anybody wants to throw out there?
You don't have to get too creative with phase 1. It's a quick phase. So
Go
Okay, Skunk, it looks like we're done with P1. So
P1?
if you want to go in
All
and do
right,
your
sweet.
P2
So let's
tech.
get back over to, we'll pause this Dr. No Card gameplay here of his Baz Malbus. We'll talk about Baz Malbus a little bit too, maybe in between the next one. I can't get the, there we go. All right, let's refresh. We'll talk about Baz Malbus after we get through phase 2. Okay, so phase 2. Now this is not the phase. Which is the phase I don't like? Phase 2 or phase 3?
phase
Phase
3.
3.
Phase 3 is one I don't like. Okay, so what? Phase 2, I've been using the Wigs team, right?
You have two options here. The best team by a long shot is the Jawa droid team.
I don't have
but
droids.
If you don't have it, then your Wigs team is a good place to go. What you're looking for is a wedge lead with Biggs, Lando, Phasma, and Rex. Some people use Phasma and ST Han. Some people use Rex and ST Han. The general idea is to support Wigs and Lando with turn meter, tenacity up, and good support characters.
All right, here we go. Here we go, baby. Grievous is going down.
So in P2, Skunk, what you want to do is try and get the morale bonuses by killing all of the guns, not the main tank gun, obviously, but the two sides and the top cannon, trying to kill them all within the same turn of the main guns. Does that make sense?
Yep, so what I've been doing is I've been just kind of whittling each one down and then AoEing to try to finish them off. Is that right?
Yeah, that works. Get both of the side ones down.
And then
pretty
go
low,
mid
and
to
go
finish
after
it?
the cannon, because the cannon goes slower than the side ones.
Okay.
So you're usually going to get 2 side cannon hits per 1 top cannon.
And then do I want to go ahead and hit my tenacity up now?
I do use tenacity up at this point because it gives some nice turn meter, so you can get that burst of damage, and then it'll be up again at the end of the topple phase if you use it right now. So if you have it at the end of your topple phase and you can use it, it protects you from that big AoE dot cannon that wakes up the topple tank.
What is Skunk doing? Is he doing Biggs team?
Yeah. Does anyone have a good Jawa droid team they could share their thoughts on? Because we have, I think the largest damage numbers still come from that team.
Ood or Sky.
Yeah.
I mean,
Wow, looks like I got that bug again, where the cannon fires his fire in the first round instead of the 4th round. Do y'all get that?
I pay the developer extra for you to get that,
You must.
so I can get better raid rewards. Does anyone have that Jawa? I don't have a good Jawa droid team, so I've never actually tried it.
I just leveled it up over the last couple weeks after Sky did so well with it. So I put like all my best speed mods on Jawa Engineer. I got Nebit up to like 210 speed or something like that, and had Omega everybody. And now I can do about 800,000 on phase 2, which is nothing compared to Sky or Ode, but.
So I understand the concept of using droids to AoE down things, but what does Nebit provide that Grievous doesn't do, or somebody
He
else?
reduces turn meter, and he assists, and then the Jawa attack and assist. So the droids are getting extra hits in and getting extra turn meter.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
Yeah,
the big key for Nebit though is calling the assist and getting the reduction or cooldown for the
Right.
for the droids. That's the biggest thing about Nebbit on that team.
Well,
Because with
yeah, but the assist is really helpful too because you're getting 2 attacks out of it. You're getting the turn meter on the droids, and they're just going faster and faster. So, and then the taunt does help with the reduction on the cooldowns. But both are really good, and that's why I sped Nebbit up to like 210 to get him, churning out the extra. Because I mean, he assists, he calls 2 assists, and if it's the Jawa engineer, then there's another assist off of his basic. So you're getting a lot of attacks from one deal.
yeah, the biggest key for the droid team is, and frankly for most all the teams, is speed. Speed's the biggest mod key. So the more secondary speed you can put on your characters, the better off you're going to be, the more damage you're going to get, because they're going to take more turns before they get killed. Obviously, the taunt and the reducing of the cooldowns. For example, 86's assist is on a two turn cooldown, and if you reduce that, you get his assist. And if he calls another droid, obviously that's going to increase both of the attacker's damage that round. So the key is to try and use HK 47 as lead, and then 86 and 88 Jawa Engineer and Nebbit. That's the team. And the more negative buffs you can put on the characters, obviously the better 88's damage is going to be. And you can get them going to the point where you can take only one hit from the side cannons before you can down or topple the tank. If you get HK to throw his mine to the point where it can put speed down and get either defense down if you get lucky, or get defense down from 88, you can topple the tank with speed down and defense down and go to town on it while it's down. And then of course when it gets back up, everybody gets to go and gets all the AAT gets to go, all the side cannons and the main cannons go. So you're going to take some damage when it comes back up. But there's 88 has good health steal, so every time it crits, it heals back up, and then of course you can also get the heal from Jawa Engineer.
All right, looks like I'm about done there. I got right at 98%. So it looks like I got my 2% exactly. And just so people know that are trying to accomplish this or move into the heroic AAT tank takedown, you really need 2% from everybody. If everybody can bring 2% to the table, you guys can get through the raid. So I ended up at 382, 625. So this is a pretty common team. Again, we're looking at, you said Wedge Lead, Biggs, Lando, Stormtrooper, not Stormtrooper Han, sorry, Phasma, or it could be Stormtrooper Han if that's who you have, and Rex. So the combination of those characters, pretty common characters. If you don't have Rex, you can always throw in a Stormtrooper Han, like they said. So some good options there to get to that 2%.
And this is a great phase to use retreats liberally, because very, very tiny changes in RNG can mean huge differences in damage output. If you can squeeze a second or even a third topple out of a tank, you're doing hundreds of thousands of more damage. So phase 2 has a lot of health. If your guild is just getting going in Heroic AT, you're going to have plenty of time to sit there and pound away at it and try to figure something out that works.
Something else you can add to that Wigs team is I'm trying Scarif Rebel Pathfinder, so that you can get that third bonus if he survives the attack from the top turret, and then he resurrects himself because he's in a team of all rebels, and then topple the tank, so you get all 3 bonuses, and he just keeps taking the damage, with his taunt, if you can time it just right. Instead of using Stormtrooper Han.
That's an excellent.
Sorry, who were you saying at the end? Sorry, I was pulling up that video of
Scarif Rebel Pathfinder as my tank, because if you can time it where you put up his taunt and let the top turret hit you, and he'll either take it or he'll die and resurrect himself, then topple the tank, so you get all 3 bonuses when he's toppled, and then go to town. And then, Scarif Rebel Pathfinder has the highest health steal in the game at like 30%. So he'll be fully healed by the time the topple's over. And if you Omega his taunt, it's a 3-turn cooldown, speed him up, and you can kind of rinse and repeat, 3 times and get the most damage you can on the topple if you can time it all right. And I just got him leveled up to gear 11, and I'm doing the Omega. So this is the first raid I'm going to really get to try that. So,
nice.
But
yeah, I'll be curious to hear how you do.
Still,
you bringing them in now? You trying them now?
no, I'm going to do him in phase 4. I'm doing droids right now.
Gotcha.
yeah, it's still hard to beat droids in phase 2 just because of the topple damage.
Well, and also if you run Leia in phase 4 with the with that crit chance up, you always survive the airstrike.
Yeah.
So you can do the topples over and over again too, and you can't do that with the droids unless you just get Jawa Engineer time just right with his speed up.
That's right. That's why you want to do droids in phase 2 and then the rebels in phase 4, so you can get both of their advantages. So that Scarif might be good in phase 4. That strat might be real good.
All right, so how we looking on? Keep me posted on phase 2, moving into phase 3. I got this no card Baz Malbus gameplay going here. And then also, just real quick, guys, if you can, we got a lot of people watching, and again, we're gonna have a lot of people watching the replay of this. Just give them some quick strats that they need to know. We're gonna have a lot of people that have never seen heroic AAT. Maybe they're moving towards it, they're getting ready to do it, or they're going to take this information back to their guild, so they can give them some inside information on being able to accomplish it. Just give them a few pointers. What do they need to know for phase 2? What do they need to know?
So the biggest pointer that we've been giving guilds who are starting their phase 2 attempts is that after your first team, your damage output drops significantly because that tank has loads of turn meter on your team as they walk in, and almost inevitably one of your teammates will just be dead. So you really, really, really want to have excellent wigs or droid teams in your guild and be very organized going in, because if you are not able to beat phase 2 with a single team from each player, you're putting yourself at a huge disadvantage going forward. And it'll just churn through characters at a time when you really should be trying to conserve. So it's very important to be organized in phase 2 and really try to maximize your damage. It's one of the most important phases to guarantee success in the whole raid, trying to get out of there with as few characters dead as possible.
Yeah, and really to talk about what Mally said earlier, the biggest killer to the raid heroic is people going there with one attack and just live with it. You really have to retreat and keep going and get at least your 2%. Because if someone goes, oh great, sorry guys, bad RNG, I only got 50k, that's a killer. Because now 3 or 4 people have to carry that, So you really want to practice and make sure you get as close to 2% as possible before you finally log that score. So.
And phase 2 has very predictable damage. Phase 3 you can easily wipe by accident, but phase 2 you can pretty much predict when you're going to die. So if it's getting close and you haven't toppled the tank twice and you have a good Wigs team, reset, try it again, see if the RNG goes in your favor.
Yeah, and the more you do it, the better you get at knowing when to attack and when to drop a cannon and when not to drop it. So.
Yeah, there's some fun trial and error stuff to do, but like they said, make sure that you're retreating. Don't just take what you get in this raid. You gotta get that good RNG.
It's just like the Rancor when we were first starting. You really had to try different teams and try different attempts, and we used to have a 30-minute window just so people could retreat and get an attempt they were happy about before we pushed through the raid. And you got to take this raid the same way you did then. You have to be really calculated about it and make sure you're doing a good attempt each time. Unless you have Sky, and then you can just sleep through the phase, because the phase is already done when you wake up.
Yeah, we're going to do some questions and answers a little bit later, so make sure you guys stick with us here in the live chat. Appreciate everybody being very interactive over there. We'll get with all your questions and answers for the heroic ATT tank takedown. Now, the one thing that I will say that is reminiscent of the Rancor is that I feel that the tier 7 version in the Tier 6 version of the Rancor and the AAT are very similar in the fact that the 6 is actually longer and harder for most guilds. It's a harder barrier of entry. If you think you can get through that within, what do you guys think? If you can get through that in what, 2 days? 2 days of a regular that could be ready for heroic?
I think they were doing it in 2 to 3 days. The 2 guilds that just
that moved up. Okay.
Yeah.
We've never done a regular, so TeamSKUNK went right into the heroic. You don't have to do the normal first and then do heroic in the AAT. You can just start with the heroic, so that's cool. So we did that. But we have a lot of guilds that are shooting for that 2 or 3 days. You can knock out the regular in 2 or 3 days. And once what they have found, just like they did with Rancor, is that once you get into the heroic, it's much easier than what they thought it was going to be. When they're prepared, when they have a good strategy and a good game plan.
The key is preparation and making sure that everybody's on the same page, making sure you're working with all the different rosters in your guild so that they're, you're sitting there and one of your smaller rosters is 7-starring and gear 10ing as Jedi Counselor. That's the time to sort of take somebody aside and help make sure they're working on the right thing.
And you really do need 30 gear 10 characters unless you have 25 of the exact right characters. So a lot of people think, I can get by with one team in each phase, and usually that doesn't work. So, especially with phase 3, unless you have the exact right team. So,
yeah, unfortunately, there is just a sheer volume of characters you need to have available in order to have a successful run. Until your guild has some people that can do enormous amounts of damage, you really do have to be able to put out 2% in every phase, and that's going to require, unless you have certain specific teams, that's going to require 6, 7, maybe even 8 different gear 10 teams until you're sort of comfortable with the raid.
okay, we're about, 30% left in phase 2, looks like. And Sky hasn't posted yet, so that's probably going to get chunked down here in a second.
By chunked, you mean the entire rest that's left?
I'm curious to see if he can, under pressure, do 2.6 million. I don't know if he can.
You think he's going to fold?
I don't know. I think he'll only get 2 million.
I think his roster's so large that he looks at it and gets confused and puts in the wrong characters. He'll stick in Jawa instead of Chief Nebbit and realize too late. I still can't figure out which Jawa is which. I put one in and then I have to zoom in on them. They're just the same thing for my old eyes.
That's after they changed the graphics to make them a little bit easier to see.
Yeah, I don't believe them. I think they're just as terrible to see as they were before.
Yeah, especially Jawa and Dacha. They just hold the gun slightly differently.
Hey, I appreciate everybody checking out the live show. Again, this is TeamSKUNK. We're doing the heroic AAT tank takedown raid for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. If you're new and you haven't been here before, please like and subscribe. Really appreciate that. You will be notified when we go live every Friday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 Central. And I was corrected earlier. It's 5:30 Pacific. We do the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes live show. So we do about an hour show. You can catch the podcast on LordSkunk.com, or you can watch the live show on LordSkunk.com, Twitch, YouTube. I don't know. There's so many streaming sites. It's ridiculous. I don't even know all the different streaming sites we're on right now. But a lot. So make sure you check that out every Friday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. We do the live show. We have your top 10s. We have your meta report. We got the news. We got the updates. We answer questions. So make sure you check that out. Appreciate everybody for coming out watching this. Appreciate if you're watching a replay of this. We are moving towards Phase 3. How we looking, guys, on Phase 3?
We got about 17% left to go.
17%?
Yeah.
Cool.
Good morning.
Hey,
I'm
Daniel
just-
Jackson's in the house. What's up, baby?
Yeah, I just started my phase 2. I missed phase 1. I had a little nap, but yeah, now
Rested and ready to do work, huh?
Yeah, that's right. I want to have some good rewards, It's... So you already talked about the strategy, I guess?
A little bit. We've been going through each phase at a time, so you'll be able to get into the on the phase 3 and phase 4. You can talk about phase 2 if you want. If you got anything you want to add to phase 2.
Yeah, I mean, you probably already told about the droid team, and I mean, the best team is, of course, the HK47 lead with IG88, IG86, Java Engineer, and Nebit, just because droids with HK47 lead get so much turn meter from every crit damage, and they just move and does so many AoE damage that they just do huge damage and can topple the AAT 3, maybe 4 times, and you want to have this going. And the second best team, I mean, I don't have droids. I know I'm a FTP player and probably the only one without droids, but yeah, I play with the Wedge Bigs combo. So yeah, the core is Wedge Bigs Lando, and then you have Stormtrooper Han or Phasma as your turn meter gain. And then the 5th spot is for some the Raid Han Solo or Leia or Admiral Akbar just for the dispel. So basically a Rebel team, and that's the phase 2, but the Rebels are better in phase 4. So if you have droids and Rebels, then you want to go in phase 2 with droids and in phase 4 for Rebels. But so, yeah.
DJ, let me ask you a question. As the preeminent free-to-play player in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, how do you prepare as a free-to-play player for a raid that has this many different potential requirements? Do you prepare certain squads? Do you identify characters?
Yeah, I have a spreadsheet.
Of course you did.
And I just have all my characters, which has gear 10 and 11, and also my gear 9, and I just create teams. So I'm not going for what is the best team in this particular phase. I want to think about what is my best overall damage. This means I maybe don't play with a full Java team in phase 3, even they are good, just because I know Java Engineer is also good with droids. So I maybe put him in a droid team. So I try to equalize 5-6 teams which are pretty strong and mod them. I mean, mods are huge. They change your damage output between only 100k and 500k. That's the difference about mods. And yeah, I just look at my squad, try to theorize what is good in which phase. So something like in phase 1, there is a crit damage reduction from General Grievous. So I know, okay, crit damage teams are probably not good in this team, and because Jedis have so many special attacks, and special damage usually have a lower crit damage than other. That's why Jedis are better in phase 1, and then you came up with some leader ideas. So about team building, it always starts with the leader. And you already talked about the Ayla security team. I mean, that was the idea with the leader who gives health to everyone else. Another tenacity leader is Yoda, but the difference about Yoda and Ayla security is that I thought first that Yoda is better, but the extra turn meter doesn't help you that much because General Grievous will take a turn on your 7th hit anyway. So that's why you just try to attack 7 hard hits on Grievous and not 7 medium and get turn meter. And yeah, I just prepare to equalize and go for total damage and not only for single team damage. So also some strategy you wanna in phase 4 maybe put a B team in first, just to put out the B2s because they are very annoying, and then your A team goes and does more damage. So you are not thinking about one team, you're thinking about 3-4 teams ahead. So what is your next team?
I think that's a great point. To me, this raid is all about preparation, both as a guild and as an individual. Because the worst thing you can end up with is halfway through phase 3, and all you have is some random collection of characters in your roster.
We had this on our first raid. But yeah, we meet some restructuring, had a new gate, and on our second raid it was all perfect. So it's all about preparation, and you put up. I mean, nobody knows on the first raid what is really good. You just have some theory crafting, and after some experience on the second and third raid, you know what to do. You probably know, okay, how fast is the cannon, how fast is are the droids, and so on. And it's all about preparation, of course. I mean, you must know which are your strongest characters and what's probably your best team, and you do a lot of testing. I mean, the good thing is you always can retreat in a phase, and it doesn't die your character. I mean, you can just test out things.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so make sure if you have any questions at all whatsoever, type those into the live chat. Good old Maurice is here with us. He's going to be taking your questions down. We're going to answer those throughout the live show. And I'm glad that Daniels Jax came. Just so you guys know, Daniels Jax is primarily a free-to-play player. How long have you been playing? I got that question the other day, Daniels Jax. How long have you been playing Galaxy Heroes?
Started at the end of November. Let me look at early December, end November. So the game was pretty new. Okay, so a little bit longer than me, but been playing for quite a while. I've got a very good roster. Somebody was saying in one of the Facebook groups I'm in or something, they made a comment in regards to the Heroic Raid. They said, how could any free-to-play player have a chance to be able to do this? And I immediately linked Daniels Jax's swgoh.gg profile so they could see that, because Daniels Jax, again, is primarily a free-to-play player. You bought the Crystal... what was it, the Crystal subscription a couple times? Was that it? Yeah, right. I bought for the first 9 or 10 months always the 21-day Crystal packs. So I'm not completely free to play. I spent about in total 100 euro. But for this game and for my roster, I think that's still very good. And yeah, and I just started now farming the pay-to-pay player character, the Sunfact, just from shipments. Now is the point that I can start those characters.
It's phase 3, by the way, Skunk.
Phase 3. Here we go. All right. I try. Just so you guys know, I try to avoid phase 3 as much as possible. So I don't really have the best of teams to go into phase 3.
So this is the Chirpatine phase. This is the phase where Chief Chirpa lead and Emperor Palpatine with 3 tanks absolutely destroys any other team.
Okay, we're going to try this because you guys talked about this. So I'm going to put in Chirpa, Palpatine, put in Royal Guard, Han, and I guess I could put in I can't put in Short Trooper because he's not 7-star.
Do you have Sunfac?
No, I wish I did.
Amazing.
Yeah, I wish I did. So I don't have any other Taunters. That's going to hurt, isn't it?
It's not ideal. You can still do several 100,000 damage.
Who else should I put in that 5th spot?
Chewie? Do you have Chewie?
Not at... no. I mean, he could be 7-star, but he's not.
You could probably use Elder, potentially. There's an off chance you may get a turn to use him.
Okay.
The initial theory crafting was with Elder in there instead of 3rd tank.
Okay, so here we go. You guys can tell me what to do. I have not done this. They just talked about this on the last live show last Friday. We talked a little bit about it, and I have not put it into action yet.
So the basic concept is every time Palpatine places a shock, he gets 15% turn meter the following turn. Multiplied by 6 is 90% turn meter. If you add Chief Chirpa's 10% turn meter lead, if you can shock all 6 adds, quickly fall into a pattern of just having Palpatine attack and having the boss fire back. And so what you end up doing is spamming Palpatine's basic attack and then eventually dying to the AoE and return fire from the tank, from the boss.
Okay, so here we go. So I started the match and I got Han up. He's going to taunt then?
Yes, you want to taunt with Han.
Okay, and now it's Ewok Elder, so I'm just gonna, just hit one of these little random...
Yeah, just not the boss. Anybody but the boss.
Okay, now we got Chirpa up.
Chirpa's anybody but no. You can use assist on Chirpa on one of the ads, maybe the buffed one, to see if you pull either Royal Guard or Palpatine.
Okay, I got Palp, so Palp did get a shock. Okay, so now I got...
And the shock landed?
Yep, so now I got...
Nice.
Now I shock the next one. Just go right down the line, right?
Yep. You want to stun, make sure you stun any buffed ad with Royal Guard, and otherwise just try to shock everybody. And if you don't shock, if your first 3 shocks don't land, just reset.
Yeah, that's very important. Just you wanna have every time a shock, because that gives you the turn meter. So whenever you can't land a shock on the first turns, you just retreat and try it again. And about mods, I mean, of course, Palpatine needs a little, only the plus potency mod. I mean, he gives already mods with already potency with his leader ability, so he doesn't need too much, but a little bit. And your tanks, of course, protection. Just make them as tanky as possible.
Yeah, the other day I looked at Skycrack's mods. He did offense set, and he did offense on the arrow and offense on the cross as well, because Palpatine's doing all special damage, not regular damage, so like crit damage doesn't help. So, and the Crack has the mods to have speed on secondaries and potency on secondaries, but he maximizes offense by using every offense nook and cranny he could to get Palp all the offense you can pop into him for special damage.
And having Chirpatine teams is quite literally the difference for a lot of guilds between finishing this raid and not finishing it. Because otherwise, when we first started this, we were churning through 3 or 4 teams, each person, trying to get through this grindy phase. And now we're limited to 1 attack, and many people don't even get a chance because people are doing between 400 and 1.5 million.
Yeah, I mean, the alternative, if you don't have Palpatine, then Javas are very good in this phase. And not a full Java team, but all these AoE stun guys like Arknak and Javas, and also OG Han, because he gives everyone evasion, and with also the evasion chance from Arknak, he just evades a lot. So this is also a team, but of course Palpatine can do 500,000 and more, and the Java team maybe 250, 300k.
Yeah, the Chirpatine team gets you to sort of ignore some mechanics that are, if you don't have it, very important. One is that if you can stun droids, especially the buffed droids, then you're going to sustain damage much, much longer. The other is there's a huge tank cannon on the back that you can't turn meter control, slow, or do anything to. When that gets full, it will fire on one member, and if you don't have positive status effects, they'll just one-shot that person. If you have positive status effects, the damage is significantly reduced. So characters that can taunt, characters that can provide group-wide buffs are hugely important in this phase.
Okay, so right now I got 3 shocks going.
3 more to go.
And I guess I might as well...
Did you Omega his basic, by the way, Emperor? Because it's impossible if you don't have that Omega.
I believe that I do. I think I have all of his... I think I have everything Omega'd on Emperor, I'm pretty sure.
It can be a little finicky. It can take a few resets to get a good run.
Okay, we got 4 now. We're up to 4 shocks.
2 more.
Yeah, now he is already very fast. You will notice the turn meter.
Yep, here we go. Boom. We got the 5th, baby. We got the 5th. Big money. We can get 6 right here. Let's see if we can do it. We get 6 right here. You ready? Here we go. We got it. All 6. All right, now what do I do?
So you want to just basic attack with Palpatine. You want to hit everything that hits the boss.
Yeah, hold on. How much health have all the droids? I mean, if they don't want to die with your special ability with offense up, then you can put in this first and then attack only with basic, or just
okay, wait,
only with
slow
basic.
down. Okay, wait a minute, slow down. Okay, so all the ads are between halfway or just under halfway, and then to probably 90%, somewhere in that range. All of them. Who do I focus?
I would just basic the boss.
Basic the boss. Okay, with
You
all the
kill-
characters.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
you froze time. You froze time. Only the boss and Emperor Palpatine can go now, unless he attacks Stormtrooper Han. Otherwise, everybody else's turn meters froze.
Well, I have. I can hit with Ewok Elder.
You probably just want to heal with him.
Okay, my heal's down. So can I hit one of these?
Yep,
Hit the
other...
hit the boss
No, hit
unless
the boss.
you don't want to kill an ad or you ruin the whole thing. So.
Oh, I can hit it. I can hit an ad and not do much damage. I can hit one that has
No.
like 90%. No.
Just hit the boss. You're in the hit the boss phase. What DJ was talking about is Emperor Palpatine's special attack that drains health from everyone and gives offense up to the team. So you have to balance the bonus of offense up for the team with the health loss from the attack. So it's,
But you got to remember, any buff only counts on the Emperor unless it's a defensive buff, and the Emperor loses it within 2 turns.
Yeah.
So it's not
Okay.
worth.
So just okay. So Emperor's up. So I'm just gonna basic attack the boss.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Until
And
you
they
die.
hit Han.
Just-
Okay.
Yeah, forever.
Yeah, you
So
do it until
now-
you die.
Now we got Royal Guard up. Should I just buff with Royal Guard? Do the health
Yes.
buff?
Buff.
Yes.
Okay. And then we're just gonna basic attack the boss again with Palpatine. Okay. To hit Han. We're gonna basic attack again. Basic attack again. Okay, he's gonna kill Han here probably. Yep, Han's dead. Okay.
That's good. Now you're froze completely, so no one else should go.
Okay. Oh,
Maybe
well,
Royal Guard.
Royal Guard went. Yeah. So should I just hit the stun on the boss?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, and we'll shock again. Shock again. Shock again. So it's going to be a lot of agains then is what you're telling me.
Yes.
Yep.
Keep going till you die.
And then you collect the loot. That's pretty much the cycle.
Okay, just so people know that maybe just tune in. On my second attempt, my first attempt I had to retreat. My second attempt I did get all 6 shocks up on the ads.
Yeah, and now it's just completely RNG how many counter attacks you get from B2. And I mean, he gets a little turn meter on every damage he takes, so he will get turns. But as long as your tanks get all the damage, you can just continue with the infinity attack loop.
Okay, so listen to this. Okay, so I got so they're all shocked, right? Palpatine is at probably 30% health. Now they're all gonna die no matter what on the next one anyway. Should I use the health thing to get Palpatine back up?
No, just keep
No,
attacking.
because
You'll die instantly. So
Oh, okay. So hit him one more time, and I think we're. Oh no, there's okay. So they don't. So these mobs don't die. Okay, so they don't die.
No,
That's
they
right.
stay
Okay,
at
so just
one
like
health.
just like in arena. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, you thought you were done. You're just getting
Yeah.
started.
All right. All right. Fair enough. Okay, so hopefully we get Elder. Elder has went a couple times in this madness, so
yeah, I love it when he buffs his ads now. It's always helpful. The ads will never go.
uh-oh. He just did a big AoE. Okay, killed Palpatine, but I can res Palpatine. Back in the game, baby. Right back at it.
That's
wow.
the dream. That's why Elder was originally theorized in there, to do exactly what you just did.
Wow. Okay, now I think we might be over because Royal Guard is probably going to be dead here in just a second.
And one tank, which not many have, and I just in theory like, I mean, I don't know if anyone tested, is just a Rebel Scarif Pathfinder. Just because if you buff him then and he is dead, then he just comes back with, I think, 20% health again or something like that. So you have an extra health pool, and he's very tanky. I mean, he's the third best tank in the game. health pool size. So Scarif Rebel Pathfinder also very good.
All right, so we did it. We got it all the way to the end. We ended up with 264K.
That's 2%. Got your 2%.
Yep, got my 2% exactly, I believe. And 252K of that came from Emperor Palpatine. So,
And that's 2 or 3 or even more squads the way we used to do it. So you've just conserved all those characters, those high damage characters for Phase 4.
nice. Good old Maurice, you with us?
Yeah, I'm in here, man.
All right, cool. You getting any questions for us?
Pretty much. You guys have. There were some
Answer
ones
them as we
early.
went. Okay.
Yeah, you guys have proactively answered just about every question everybody's asked. Like
All right,
this
cool.
stuff,
Well,
knock 'em out.
we got about 30 more viewers that just tuned in, so appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, hey, welcome. Please hit that like and subscribe button. You will be notified when we go live. We do a live Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes show every Friday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's usually about an hour. Make sure you do that. Head over to the LordSkunk.com website, and you can get the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes AAT Tank Takedown Raid Strategy Guide. Okay, so we'll have that over there. That's been getting a lot of activity every single day. So good stuff there. If you have a question, feel free to post that in the live chat, and good old Maurice will jot that down, and we will make sure that we answer those questions for you on the live show. So we are now into Phase 3, correct? Yep. Okay, we're into Phase 3. And once we get into Phase 4, it's going to be very quick. So once we're done with Phase 4, we're going to take questions that you guys have in the chat. So make sure you get those questions, and we'll be glad to answer those. It doesn't have to just be Galaxy of Heroes, but some of the topics we are going to cover after this raid is we're going to look at these new characters that were released. Baz Malbus, which we showed some gameplay of just a few minutes ago. Chiru Imwe. We got the TIE Fighter pilot coming up. So we got some characters there that we want to talk about. How do we feel as Team Skunk? How do we feel that they're gonna impact, or maybe not impact, the AAT Tank Takedown raid? Are they worth investing, or are they somebody that maybe we want to work on some of these other characters that we went over today? So make sure you do that. I see some people in the live chat asking how to join Team Skunk. Head over to TeamSkunk.com. All the information is there. Just follow the directions. Click on the Galaxy of Heroes icon. Obviously, you would want to join a Galaxy of Hero Guild. So click on that, and then we'll walk you through the rest. So appreciate everybody coming out watching this. We are moving towards Phase 4. So I'm going to open it up to the rest of Team Skunk. Guys, let them know some of the things that they need to know about Phase 3. What do these guilds have to know that have possibly maybe never done a heroic AAT or are moving towards doing one successfully? Let them know what's up.
I think the biggest challenge in Phase 3 is for guilds that don't have enough Turpentine rosters. And so this is another time where what DJ talked about, planning out your squads, trying to maximize characters that can use AoE stuns, like Dacha, Jawa, and Ugnaught, using high health and protection characters to try to protect your high damage characters, and just going in there and trying it, and trying different squads and retreating. Play in airplane mode so that you can get in there and try without losing a squad. Very important that you're comfortable with the raid and doing the most damage you can with your squad and your roster to make sure that your guild can clear the raid.
One team that's effective other than that is clones. Clones do about 150, 180k if they're pretty maxed out pretty consistently in Phase 3, just because of all the turn meter and the tenacity. And I mean, they do just die after like a full round, especially from that top cannon. But they do get a good bit of damage in for people who have the clone team.
This is another place rebels can be used. Akbar lead with speed and Leia. You do want to protect any high damage character you want to protect with a tank because there's a lot of outgoing damage. This is a place where a Dacha lead, because damage causes turn meter reduction for droids. Dacha lead with some other Jawas, OG Han, which was brought up, Ugnaught, which was has been used to put up to 300,000 damage. And then you can just use bulky characters. This is, if you really liked Gamorrean Guard, this is a place where Gamorrean Guard can do a little damage because it's a character that can survive multiple hits and put some dots and sort of hang in there.
Clone teams are good too. Ewok teams, you can get 200K with both of those. Good modded clone team, good modded Ewok team. So those work too.
Much like every other phase, you want 2% damage, so you need to try to push your roster in ways to squeeze every last bit of damage out.
Does a turn meter reduction work on the B2?
Yes.
Although he does counter, so I've never have people tried a turn meter reduction style team and had success.
I used Tebow a few times. I mean, it delays the inevitable, so I don't want to sit there and say, but it does work. So it does stop him from, doing a buff or something like that. Delays his attack.
It is a shame all those characters that are useful in Rancor, a lot of them you have to put back on the bench for big parts of this raid.
And real quick, I just pulled up the AAT Tank Takedown Heroic Raid Guide. It's normal version 2. It's all pretty much the same over on LordSkunk.com. Make sure you check that out. We got all kinds of guides over on LordSkunk.com. Tons of character reviews, top 10s from our boy Mal Yabin himself, who's with us tonight. So all kinds of good stuff. Mal Yabin, can you give us a preview of what our top 10 is going to be tomorrow during the live show?
Oh, we have a good one. So the most viewed video in the history of Lord Skunk is the 10 worst characters to farm. And what a better time to revisit that when there are so many new characters available. So we will be providing you with the 10 stinkiest characters in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.
Yeah, that was the most controversial video we've ever done. So we got a lot of hate on that video, so I expect a lot more hate tomorrow, I hope.
I'm excited for it. Now, I don't know if that hate is because Darktron said he wanted to spend his desert island experience with Justin Bieber, or because of Oleg.
Yeah, Darktron. We got to get Darktron on the show tomorrow. Somebody get a hold of him and let him know we need him on the show. Tell him we're doing the top 10 worst characters again. We need him on the show. Somebody send out a message to him if you would, please. I'd really appreciate it. But back over here real quick on the Tank Takedown Heroic Guide. Tons of information there. We got each raid phase that we go over in depth. We got the best teams that are up there. The teams need to be updated, so this will be updated. The last time we updated this was on 11/11, so 6 days ago. So we'll get this updated tomorrow with some of the new teams that are on there. But I mean, for the most part, the teams that are on here are very good. But all your attack strategies on there. Here's the beauty of this guide. Okay, here's why this guide is so good on so many levels. Okay, and big shout out to all of TeamSkunk that participated in helping put this guide together for the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes community. Okay, this guide not only helps you on a per phase level with the right teams and strategies, it helps you with the right mods, and it also helps you on a guild level. So if you're a guild master and officer trying to get through these heroic takedowns, which are tough, this actually shows you your guild attack plan. It shows you your suggested teams. It shows you your mods. It shows you your player attack strategy. It has everything that you need, regardless of your level in a guild, to be successful with this. I mean, if you follow this blueprint, you will be doing heroic AAT tank takedowns. And the icing on the cake is not only that, but we have all these videos that go along with it that just give you additional insight and resources. And I highly recommend, if you're new to the community and you're maybe new to the channel, or maybe it's kind of your first experience of entering the Lord Skunk TeamSkunk community, you definitely want to go to LordSkunk.com and click on those guides. I mean, there are so many freaking guides on here. It is ridiculous. I love to go in and look at the analytics, the history, or how many people have visited and what sites they visited or what pages they visited on the site. And I mean, this guide stuff is just crazy. There's guides on here to get so many views. I forget that we even had those guides. We got so many. One of the ones that get the most is the Rancor raid guide that we had up, which is a very good guide as well. I just looked at it again the other day. I'm like, man, why are so many people going to this page? And it was a freaking good guide, man. We put out a great guide back for the Rancor that still holds weight to this day. So we have the right minds. We got the right players. We got the right information. Make sure you're checking out LordSkunk.com daily for all your Star Wars Galaxy Heroes news. All right, guys, how we looking on P3?
It's about 17% left.
Okay, yeah, I see that. Okay, wow. All right, so we'll be going into phase 4 now. Phase 4 is going to go very quickly. So if you have a question, feel free to type that in the live chat. Good old Maurice will jot that down. We'll answer your questions once we're done with this. It should be, what do you guys think? Probably another 15 minutes maybe.
Yeah, 15, 20 minutes. We should
15, 20 minutes. We should be done with this thing. So we'll get that get this thing done. We'll get the takedown raid done. We'll answer questions. Again, we'll talk about those new characters. We'll have a discussion on that. Who we should look at? Are they worth looking at for the takedown raid? So we're gonna theory craft on those here coming up here in just a few minutes. We're just trying to finish up phase 3, moving into phase 4. And just real quick, we probably won't have a lot of time in phase 4 because we'll all be attacking. It's a Zerg phase. Just give some people some insight on phase 4, what they can expect, what they need to do, what they need to accomplish.
So the most important thing for sustained damage is to get rid of those 2 B2 ads on the side. If you kill them and do not topple the tank, they will not respawn. So unless you have a strategy that is aggressively trying to topple the tank and survive, your best bet, as DJ mentioned, kill those B2s with a junk team, and then bring in your high damage teams to focus fire the tank. But I'm sure some people have some very high-end strategies because we have people putting out enormous damage in this phase.
Yeah, the rebel team with Leia, it actually that's how you get 1 million damage, is to topple it about 4 or 5 times. As long as she keeps those buffs on the characters. With Lando, you can keep that topple rolling. So.
Yeah, the key is, I mean, you have similar strategy to phase 2, but the difference is first you have those B2, so you want to put them out maybe with a B team. And the second thing is the airstrike after you topple the AAT. And the airstrike will gonna insta-kill you, your characters, unless you have any buff on them. And the good thing about Leia is, of course, she gives, just with her basic attack, everyone crit chance up. And so you don't have to waste any turn to get a buff. So that's why it's good. Also, I like Raid Han Solo for the same reason, plus the evasion up. And yeah, you also can play with Admiral Akbar. So basically, Rebel team is very good. But of course, almost every team we talked before, so also Javas and clones, if you have them ready, I mean, this is the phase you use all your characters, but you also want to think about your team combinations. Which team do you want to combine and which character is maybe better in another team? So it's again about preparation. And yeah, in our guild, I mean, it's just we are right now overkilling the tank, so we don't have prepared so much. We just go Zerg and the raid is over. So we do just as many teams as possible. But for your first AAT, of course, you want to be prepared and don't waste any damage at all.
Good stuff. Good stuff. How are we looking? Are we stuck on this one thing? Do we need to send in another couple teams or what?
It's close. Let me get the exact percent.
Let me look. It's 7.7%.
Okay.
Yeah, it should take not longer than 5 minutes, I guess.
Yeah, Alpha still hasn't logged his attack. He probably was going to do close to that. So.
So I'll tell you what, boys, we've come a long way since day one of doing this tank takedown.
That was an exciting day.
Yeah. that was rough, boys. That was rough.
It sure was. I'm glad they provided content that required coordination and thoughtfulness, because if it had been as easy as T7 Rancor was the first time, I would have been very discouraged.
Yeah, that was
yeah,
that was an eye opener, man. That was an eye opener for the whole community, man.
It was funny that some of our guys just put in Zerg teams because they thought, hey, I need some damage quick, and they were used to it on the Rancor rate.
What's that? What Han Solo said when they rescued him? They got delusions of grandeur, huh? Yeah, delusions of grandeur. That who was it? Was Darzaza. Let's call him out. Let's publicly shame him. He's like, oh yeah, I was driving down the road and threw a team in on auto. I was like, what? The very first day that you take takedown, you're gonna throw a team on auto?
Phase 3 is complete.
Who's got the busted mic? That's the good thing about TEAMSKUNK is that we will publicly shame you, but we still love you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it looks like it's clear. Phase 4 is now ready for you, Skunk.
Phase 4, baby. Here we go. Okay, so normally, because I try to skip that phase where I would use up my my rebels, my wedge in them. So here, this is the advice that I've been given. Let's see if this holds true. They're saying use a good team to kill the 2 B2s.
Yeah, and get the cannons.
The top cannon. Yep. Okay, so let's try. Should I throw in Imagundi now?
Yeah, do like a Phasma lead with Imagundi, Ray, Genosian Soldier, 5, stuff like that.
Yeah, some assist attack, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you having the best raid you ever had before?
Best one I've ever had. It was the best one I've ever had up until you got here, and it all just went downhill.
I'm glad.
So what's up, buddy? What's up?
I'm just glad Remon can participate. Because
Remon's in the house, guys.
He slept through one of these raids.
I'm at the airport.
Nice.
Oh, so you got any insight for us, man? Give
us all the insight.
Yeah, man. I mean,
hey, we're not live. We're not live. It's all private. It's all private right now. We're not live. So just tell us.
Oh, we're not live at all. This is all private.
Yeah,
right.
all private. Nobody knows what's going on here. All right, tell everybody what you've been doing first, so they know what's up.
Well, I've been in Sacramento at Capitol Game Studios. You know, we've been recording some upcoming content that it's going to be really exciting, man. Chips, baby.
So can you confirm a rumor that you and Arnold were doing fake lightsaber fights in the server room, and that's why the server went down twice this week?
Yes. I fell asleep on the server.
It's good to know. We knew it was your fault.
Yeah. The drool got into the circuits, and it scrambled everything.
Couldn't have drooled on the thing that would give us thousands of free crystals, huh?
I was eating a Boston cream donut on the server, so I just. But no, I was there when things were going wrong, and I kind of saw how they do things when there's a server issue. There's like 30 people working on it when there's something like that going on. It's not like Jesse's like, guys, stop eating the burritos. Let's do this.
So how much duct tape was used?
What?
How much duct tape was used?
A lot of duct tape and bubble gum. It was a cool trip, man. It was a lot of fun. I got a lot of cool stuff, and there's really, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff coming. So, I mean, a lot to be excited about. I'm definitely glad to be home, though.
Is there anything you can spill the beans on yet?
Wait a minute. He can't tell that until the live show tomorrow. He can't give us any. So make sure you tune in tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes live show every Friday. Remon will have a good report back from his visit to Capitol Games. Well, I hope it's a good report. Anyways, I hope it's good.
It's a good report.
Let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask one question. I don't want to give too much away because we're gonna talk about this in depth tomorrow during the live show. I just want to know one thing and just answer this one question. Did you fly a ship?
Of course I flew a ship. I flew tons of ships.
That's all y'all need to know. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for more info.
Yeah, man. We'll talk about it on the live show tomorrow. I'm actually my ride is here. I'm about to jump in the car to start heading home. But I'll catch up with you guys later. Have a good raid. Hopefully, I posted. I don't know. I tried to do some damage while the plane was landing, but I'm not sure if it posted or not.
Did you at least get a 0 in?
I think I did before earlier today. So
you're in there, baby. 31st.
Okay, good.
That's the lucky number too.
That's a guaranteed raid piece right there.
Has anybody got a full piece of this new raid gear? Because I haven't got nothing. Do they drop a full piece?
Yeah, lots of people have. I think Marth got 3 or 4 furnaces in a row.
I got 4 MK6 furnaces complete in a row.
Wow.
So that's why you haven't gotten anything, Skunk, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I'm like, the same piece 4 times in a row. Yeah, I don't know.
That's the same as the Rancor raid where you get the same loot over and over again. I'm sure that's bugged.
If it happens again this raid, I'll be just baffled. So
yeah, I'll take it. I wish you guys. It happened to me. Are you getting junk?
I got a video posted tonight. We're going to be doing a 7-star review of TIE Fighter Pilot.
Oh yeah.
Is that yours or that off the CG people?
Well, I don't have a 7-star yet. No, I don't think I can press my fingers.
Slacker. Come on.
But no, still, at least you can see what he looks like in action.
Nice.
That's great. Looking forward to that.
Me too, man. Maxed out. That'll be sick.
That's what's up. Yeah. So make sure you're checking out LordSkunk.com. Remont has a ton. And good old Marisa, who else has a bunch of people have some character reviews up there. Make sure you go to the guide section. You can check out all those character reviews, guides, and all the good stuff that we got up there. Everything that you need to be a straight gangsta baller in Galaxy of Heroes is up there. Everything.
So you did exactly right, Skunk. You took out the 2 B2s with a team that has some good burst damage, and now every team you bring in can just focus fire that main tank. So every ounce of damage you squeeze out now is damage to the boss.
Yeah, normally I have a little bit better team. We use some of my other teams. This is a really good one for that Wedge and Biggs, isn't it? Right here.
Yeah, it's an ideal squad for that team with Leia to keep the offensive buff up and topple over and over again.
So with that one team, as Malia said, with that one team we got 1% damage, but we did what we needed to do. We got rid of the 2 B2s. All right, so let's throw in, I'm thinking Old Ben, I guess. It's really all I got left for lead. Old Ben, 5s. I'm a Gundy. We'll throw in Kit, and we'll throw in my newly minted 7-star Mace Windu. So if you guys are excited about ships, if Malia Bean could be on tomorrow for live show, I'd appreciate it if you can make it, because we need to start talking about ships. There's some information. Yeah, there's some information that people need to know. So not only are we going to get some insight from Riemann, who is just at the developer studio. Okay, he literally just got home from being at the developers, Capital Games, EA Studios, talking and being able to get some gameplay flying ships over there.
He just stepped out of the Millennium Falcon from his flight.
He literally just stepped out of Millennium Falcon with the Boston cream donut, whatever he said in his mouth, to bring us great insight tomorrow during the live show. So we're gonna have that. We're gonna have Malia Bean on there. We're gonna have a ton of people on there to talk about and get you prepped for ships. Okay, ships are gonna be huge, and you need to be prepared. All right, if you were not prepared for AAT, you want to make sure that you can make up lost ground with that, with the new ships coming out. So some exciting stuff will be going over there.
And preparation, every time they put out a big piece of content, the more prepared you are, the more time you spend reading TeamSkunk stuff and hanging out in the Discord, the better the jump start you get. And every time they put out content, if you are a few days to a week ahead of everyone else, then you're getting those better rewards, you're getting the better damage, and that just puts you on the right place for the rest of the time that content's out.
Yeah, listen, guys, I'm going to tell you this right now. I am not an expert, and I don't really think there's anybody in our community that is an expert. But when you take all the players and put them together with a little bit that this person knows, a little bit that person knows, a little bit, we become the experts for sure. How many people are in our community? What is it, like 2,000, 3,000, something like that? I don't know. 50 times however many guilds we got, I guess.
Well, we have about a little over 1,400 guild members, and then we have a lot of people who are there socially.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So it's a huge number of people.
And just so people know, I guess we should maybe clear this up. We have 2 Discord servers. Okay, Discord is a voice and text chat program where we can communicate. That's how we're communicating right now with you guys. So there's a lot of text channels in it that a lot of information is spread through. But the LordSkunk.com Discord server is set up primarily for people that enjoy my shows, enjoy the live show, enjoy the website, enjoy all that stuff. That's for them. Maybe they don't necessarily are looking to join a TeamSkunk guild, or maybe they're more casual or whatever it might be. That's that for there. And TeamSkunk members are obviously there as well. Then we have a TeamSkunk Discord set up just for the guild, just for the various TeamSkunk guilds, which also has information. So don't think that just because you're over there in the TeamSkunk Discord that you shouldn't be in the LordSkunk Discord. You should really be in both if you're in TeamSkunk. And if you're not in TeamSkunk, then you should definitely be in the LordSkunk.com Discord. Feel free to ask questions or whatever.
Every single person on these live streams is easily reachable in that Discord server. So if you have questions and you're not comfortable posting it in a general forum like this, any one of us is easily reachable.
Yeah, and the good thing is we have all different opinions, so you get different insights. I mean, some guy like Castor Speller loved his scoundrels, so you get his insights, and we have
good opinions and wrong,
and everyone else. I mean, there's no this is the right team, this is the right answer, this is the best team. You get different insights, and there are many good meta teams, and of course, some work better against this team and others against that team, and it's just nice to have all the different opinions and some things you don't even thought about, and that's what a community is and makes.
Skunk, are you ready to call Zerg for the rest of the guild?
I'm ready, man. You guys,
okay.
Yeah, I thought we did it after I did my first. Yeah, if I did my first run.
Oh, yep.
I'm just gonna auto it now. I'm just down that the top tank guy once, and then just focused on the main tank, and then he just popped a second time. So I'm gonna focus on autoing him down, and then we'll auto back onto the tank. And then we'll get your guys' questions. So if you have questions, type those into the live chat. I'd be glad to answer those. We're going to answer that. Also, we're going to talk about those new characters, Baz Malbus, Tarut Imwe. We're going to talk about, are they worth focusing on for the tank takedown raid? Or how will they impact the tank takedown raid? I guess that's a better way to say that. Uh-oh, we're getting close here. Is Fives going to make it? I don't think he's going to survive. He didn't. Okay, it's all right. So I think we will get our 2% here that was required.
Well, you got 1% in the first phase, so
yep. So I'm at 98.25%.
And when you're just getting your guild ready for this raid, that's really what you want to focus on. Trying to get everybody to that damage threshold so you can just steamroll right through the content.
It's going to be close. Kill old Ben. We'll get it. Yep, they did. All right. Oh, don't take all my buffs away. They took all my buffs away. Jerks. What's wrong with these people? So it's going to take me probably 3 teams to get that 2%. Yep, because we need 0.13% if we're going to get 2%. I guess we're going to have to do this, guys. We're going to have to think outside the box. We're going to put in Grand Moff Tarkin lead. We're going to throw in Vader. We're going to throw in Stormtrooper. And I don't know. I guess we'll throw in
Archie.
What?
Archie, maybe, or
I'm down to not much left, so I'm just throwing in what I got. I might be able to get one more team out of this. I don't know if we're going to be able to kill that. I almost don't know if I should even focus on that top guy. I should almost just focus on the tank to get
Yeah,
that
just
percent.
focus on the tank target.
Yeah.
This is the part where you're just trying to squeeze damage. So you'll have a squad that does 5k and a squad that does 45k, and you're just trying to squeeze as much damage as you can.
Yeah, and with single attack teams and not AoE, you don't have really the time to focus all the cannons, and because when you have one cannon down, then the other one comes up, so it's better to just focus the tank.
All right, I think I got the 2%, so that was good. So as I get down here to phase 4, that's why it is important, to have a deep roster. But I think it's really important to make sure you have the right characters, and that's why it's so important to check out the guide on LordSkunk.com and go obviously watch a video like this.
Sometimes it's just as simple as seeing the gameplay, seeing the organization, and then you know what to bring back to your guild.
They wanted Baba, they're going to get Baba. All right, so let's take out Barris, and we'll stick in Dooku. All right, let's see what we can do here. Come on, Boba Fett. Don't let me down. Guys, I fought a team in Galactic War. I think it was Galactic War. No, it was I think it was the squad tournament. The first one, I think. The first squad tournament. And Boba Fett literally rezzed 7 times. He came back 7 times. I was like, are you kidding me? And normally it's just annoying, but it actually was jacking me up because there's somebody else I needed to kill. I can't remember.
Well, especially in the tournament, because you're just trying to kill things as quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really annoying. Hey, Wild Grunt's in the house. What's up, Wild Grunt? Wild Grunt, checked out your video. Remount was telling me about it. I think on a live show last week. And Wild Grunt said he just became a patron as well. Thank you, Wild Grunt. We appreciate that. If you want to become a patron, your name will be scrolling at the top. So you will always see your name up there at the top of the video. We really appreciate that, and it does go towards upgrading the site. We really need the site upgraded. That's really the next phase that we need to do. We are getting so much traffic over there. So, and then what I would like to do, guys, my goal here is I'd like to be able to set up like a studio. Set up a studio where we talked about it. McLeod was talking about it as well. We can actually set up virtually where it's like me sitting at a desk, and I can actually look like you other guys are sitting with me. You can actually set it up that way. So like you'd see on CNN and stuff like that. I think it'd be pretty cool. There's a lot of fun stuff that we'll be able to do over time, and that's what we're looking for. So the more we get support, the more cool things we will do. And I promise you this, okay? I promise you this. If there's one thing that any of you should know about me, I am the promoter. I am the producer. I love to put stuff like that together. So I'm all about it, man. So the more that we can do, the better. So we really appreciate it. All right, I don't think I really have anybody left. I guess I'll just throw in this team randomly. Let's just throw them in and see what happens. Screw it. Probably should have made Barris lead, but whatever. All right, so once we're done with this, we should probably be done in the next 3 or 4 minutes of the raid. We'll get to your questions, and we're going to talk about these new characters and see how they affect, or how they may or may not affect the new raid. All right, you guys hear me?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Cool.
So this is a phase where if you kill the B2s, so my droid team is not very good. And this is a phase where a not very good is a good option. because in phase 2, you really want to maximize your damage. But in this phase, you're throwing everything in there. So if you have a scrape together kind of droid team, this is where you want to put them. You don't want to waste them in phase 3 or in phase 2 when you can get big numbers.
All right, I think that's pretty much all my team. I end up with 16K out of that. Not bad for a little junk team. I won't even got to throw them in.
And it looks like it's dead. So.
Yep, it's over. So your boy Lord Skunk came in number 23. Michael Jordan numbers. Boom, baby. Number 23. Lucky number 23. So let's give a big shout out to Skycrack, Oodby Nar, and Lord Wrath. So what happened? Did Dr. No Card take a nap, or what happened?
No, he probably hasn't posted yet. Alpha and Doctor are probably going to shoot up as well. So.
All right, so we'll see here. So now we're looking at Skycrack, Oodby Nard, and Wrath.
I think Sky and Ode will say in first and second, but Lord Wrath might be in trouble at third. I think it's his best score ever, though. Pretty sure 2.6 is his.
Yeah, he said he had these conference calls he wanted to be on. That wasn't true. He just wanted to be number 3 on the live show for all the world to see. He had to focus to make sure he didn't want to look bad on this is his opportunity there. Take that number 3 spot. Nice. Okay, cool. Well, he got it. And he got it at this point anyways. So that's good. All right, so let's do this. Since we got great minds in here, let's talk a little bit about these new characters. So of course, we got Baz Malbus that was released to Chromium, so he's available right now. Chirrut Imwe is going to be in the new tournament, which starts tomorrow. Okay, so if you guys forgot, that are watching this, tomorrow starts the tournament. Now, before I say that, though, I want to make sure I tell this because a lot of people might have missed this. We do have a top 10 tournament defense team, okay, that might be being put together, which is really nice. Make sure you check that out. That is on the on this YouTube channel, or you can find it on lordskunk.com. Top 10 arena defense, tournament defense teams. So the tournament will be starting tomorrow. So we'll talk more about that in the live show as well. So the characters we got Chirrut Imwe, okay, is one that's going to be there. He's the daily login. No, I'm sorry, he's the tournament character. So we got him coming, and then we have Baz Malbus, okay, and we also have Bistan. We got the newly minted TIE Fighter pilot. Lots of good characters to talk about. What do you guys think? Let's start with Baz. Okay, kind of controversial character. Cost a lot of money, averaging between $1,800 to $2,500 US to unlock this character. I looked at some gameplay from him. We showed some earlier in the show. There's a couple TeamSKUNK members that have him, and then there's a guy, Fabio, in the Brazil Facebook group that I posted on lordskunk.com. I posted his gameplay as well. What are you guys' thoughts on the old Baz Malbus?
I don't think there's any controversy that he's good. I think the controversy is that he's expensive.
How much it took to get him.
Exactly.
It's just expensive, man.
You know, the tank takedown rate, I feel like we have pretty well. I don't see either of these characters being major game changers. Baze is outstanding in the arena. He's a little bit of a combination of B2 with an AoE Dispel and Royal Guard with a passive taunt. And then you add in there actual damage. So B2 doesn't, it's sort of like a fly debuffing you over and over again. Baze hits hard. And so that combination can be very powerful. And if you combine him with the yet unreleased tournament character, which we'll talk about after, you're getting a ton of extra buffs and damage. So I don't see it as a huge game changer tank takedown raid. And I think people who are investing in him probably have most of the characters in the tank takedown raid sort of guide already. But he can be a very powerful character in the arena.
I will add this. If you get him with Chirrut, or however you say his new, the tournament guy, phase 4 he might shine because of all the health.
Yen. Let's just call him Donnie Yen.
So with all the health Donnie Yen gives Baze and everybody else with all those hots, he might keep people alive a long time in phase 4 to go all the way.
So where would you put him? Would you put him with a Wiggs style?
Yes, you would put him with Wiggs, and I guess a Lando in there as well. He would replace like OG Han and Leia. And
do you think he'd be limited by AoE damage without Lando in there to topple the tank?
No, you have Lando in there. It's Wedge, Lando, Biggs, and Baze and Chirrut, Johnny Yen. Those five might get you all the way to the enraged because of all the heals and the tankiness of Baze. So
well, not only that, but every time you kill a B2, Baze or Baze or Malbus, whatever, he's gonna be taunting again.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just my thought that's where he could shine in the raid.
Yeah, absolutely. I know they had theorized that he could be powerful, and the combination could be powerful in phase 1 also, because of the dispel and the healing effects. That's another phase though where I feel like you can't squeeze out large chunks of damage. Your big damage chunks are still going to come in phase 2 and 3, and whatever you can do in 4. So marginal differences in damage in that phase is probably not a huge impact.
Yeah.
So what would you say on a scale of 1 to 10? Where would you rate him for the AAT tank takedown? We'll talk about him more, I'm sure, tomorrow during the live show. We'll talk about him in arena and some of the other areas. But just since we're focusing on tank takedown tonight, where do you rate him on a scale of 1 to 10 for that?
Not sure. Maybe 8. We have to play with him a little bit.
Well, if it's gonna mean somebody not being able to send their kid to college this semester because they're determining whether to buy Baz Malbus or not.
Well, he does have the added benefit of if you do get him, you have to sell your car, so you're in better shape from walking.
It's true. It's
So
healthier.
you're healthier and you're doing better in the raid. So
Yeah,
I give him
So Riemann already sold his car to get Darth Maul, as we know that because he just told us he had to get picked up from the airport by somebody. So we know he still doesn't have his car yet. So yeah, I don't know what maybe a kidney. Do you think maybe a kidney he could?
Well, maybe, but you have to be the right blood type. If you're bad blood type,
That's your
it's not
field,
worth it.
Malia.
Yeah, you can whisper me if you want to sell me a kidney.
Skunk, I would recommend holding these right now just to see they might fix his drop rate and and you can maybe get him through the shard shop or the shipments quicker. I would not recommend using chromiums to try to get him.
Yeah, I heard
It was expensive.
somebody that got him, okay, within our guild, I believe it was Dr. No Card. He said the best way to do it, hindsight 2020, he said the best way would be to maybe try to get him unlocked in a chromium pack. You could do that maybe 2 or 3. If you get lucky, 2 or 3 to 10 chromium packs, maybe, I wouldn't go crazy, but if you can get him unlocked, then he said turn around, then maybe just finish him off in the shipments. Could be a lot more viable way. Now, I believe somebody did the math. I can't remember who it was exactly. I think it might have been Rev. Might have been Rev Dr. Shaw, but he said you could unlock a character out of shipments. This was not unlocked with the character being unlocked at all. I believe it was $100, $200, and somewhere between $100 and $200 in crystals to completely unlock a character from 0 to 7-star.
Yes, that's right. It's about $175 from the shop.
So $175 to do it that way. So
it's slow. Yep. But it will work.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this: people do it, okay? Because people on my server are starting to get everybody's starting to get Sunfac. I just didn't do it. I was just hoping that they would put him somewhere where I could farm him. Same thing for B2, which I end up doing with B2. But a lot of people do farm people out of shipments, so that might be an option. I would say $175 long farm compared to what is it, $1,800 to $2,500
short farm.
Yeah, I just don't quite see the I don't really see a choice there. I think obviously the way to do it is go through shipments, unless you're just stupid crazy.
And the thing is, Base is a tank, also Sunfac is a tank, so tanks don't need 7-star. You just need 4-star and bring up the gear so he has the protection level, and then just pump up with mods all his health and protection pool. So even on 4-star, he's valuable. You see this on Shore Trooper now. How many Shore Troopers are now on the arena? And they are all 4-star, and maybe some have 5-star, and they are still very good just because they don't need the extra damage from the star level. You just need the protection level up, and you get the protection from gear.
That's a great point. Well, and just to say, just to piggyback what you're saying, I pulled up my Shore Trooper, which is 4-star. He's not quite max geared yet, and I'm sitting at nothing special on mods. I just threw what I had on him. I'm sitting at 42,000 protection and 22,000 health. So, 64,000 for a 4-star character isn't bad. So you're absolutely right. Yeah. And this is why Daniels Jax is the king of the free-to-play. Okay, you crown the dude He is done. I don't care that he bought.
Come on.
Listen, I don't care that he
on.
bought a couple of those subscription packs. Okay, that doesn't count. Okay, so he bought a few subscription packs, but other than that, it's free to play. So crown the guy because here's why. Okay, here's what he just hit on. You can get if you unlock Baz. Okay, some people play Baze. Some people say, I don't care. If anybody knows me, I call him what I call him. Okay, I call Boba Fett what I want. I call Ayla, Alia, whatever I want to say. It's just the way I am. So Baz, okay. If we do unlock him at 4-star, listen. The only thing that matters is the fact that he can get that protection and he synergizes with Chirrut, right? So if you get your 7-star Chirrut and you don't have your Baz, Chirrut's not that great, right? He's good, but not great.
Yeah, and you have Baz not because of his damage, you have him because of all his abilities with his Dispel and his Taunt and his Speed Down. All these abilities is what he makes him great.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's very good. So hats off to Daniel Jackson for coming with that. That was very good.
I learned this from the other guys. I mean, we have many good guys here.
Hey, we are one. We are one. So listen. Yeah. When I go, okay, just so everybody knows, when I go around throughout the Team Skunk community, if you watch The Walking Dead last week, I just walk up and I say, "Who are you?"
I'm Lord Skunk.
Yeah. Hey, who are you?
I'm Daniel's Jack. No, I'm Daniel's Jack. I'm D. I'm your side. The D.
I have a question. I used Blase in the raid just now for phase 4, and his taunt and reflex speed down basically with 5s took out the B2s for the P4.
Oh wow!
I thought it was very useful because I 7-starred him already.
Okay, so you play with him, so where would you rate him at on a scale of 1 to 10? How good would you say he is for the raid?
Well, I think he was about an 8.
Okay.
But I would use him either in P4 as your first team to knock out B2. I used him with 5s and Ray. And in P1, I've seen a video or the preview video of the new characters, and he did really well in P1. I don't know if y'all saw that.
Yeah, when they released the information on Chirrut.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that works, except that in Alpha, you'd be lucky to get in, you get your one team in, and you'd be lucky to get in a second in P4.
Right. Well, if you use him to clear the B2s and then follow him up with the Wigs team or whatever you have, I think that works pretty well.
Good deal. Okay, so let's move on. Now we talked about Baz. Let's talk about Chirrut. Okay, so what are we thinking about Chirrut Imwe, who we're going to be able to start working towards tomorrow once the tournament drops? So what are you guys' thoughts on Chirrut? I know some of you have done some studying up on him, looking at the different abilities that he has.
I think he needs bays. I'm not sure he's good on his own.
I haven't looked too much at him, but I like this one ability where he can give everyone these health buffs instead of negative buffs. And also, January Kenobi has the same or kind of that ability. I mean, that's probably the thing they are working right now to just change negative buffs in positive buffs. And that was really funny. I mean, he probably is very good in phase 1 then, if you have him at 7-star, of course.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I'm sure Riemann will get him at 7-star after this tournament. So he'll be doing a video.
Riemann is always awake 72 hours on the tournament.
Well, 70 hours.
Yeah.
Right? 70 hours.
70.
He's awake.
I know that's not true because he fell asleep and missed his coins in the tournament. So he must have he slept for a good 11 hours.
That first one, he was up 70. He needed to be up 72 hours. He's up 70 hours. Fell asleep the last 2 hours, and didn't get the 7-star short trooper. Ended up with a 6-star. Hey, 6-star short trooper ain't bad. But yeah, that's funny. Okay, so here we got some questions. Okay, so let's just recap on these characters. TIE Fighter pilot. what are your thoughts on him being a raid character? Should people start farming him, or should they continue on farming whoever they are farming in Cantina right now?
So right now is the time when you should be working on fleet commanders. Very rarely has CG told you who to farm, and every time they do, they're very, very important characters. So if you are farming Mace Windu to get to 7 stars in gear, I would hold off on TIE Fighter Pilot. If you aren't, TIE Fighter Pilot probably is a great character, and I look forward to seeing Rimon's video. He applies AoE buff immunity. He applies Foresight to himself, and he does additional damage based on number of enemies debuffed or number of allies buffed. I don't remember which. So scalable damage. That's a great kit to walk into on a Palpatine lead team. But this exact moment, I think you're best served working on the characters that they keep telling you to work on every time you open the game.
Unless you don't want to play ships.
Unless you don't like ships.
Yeah.
If you thought Luke should have stayed on Tatooine, then you can stay away from the Mace Windu.
All right, sorry, I had to go get a drink.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So just farm TIE Fighter Pilot. He is definitely one good character, and of course with the maybe changing Empire meta, you want to have TIE Fighter Pilot.
So I got a question for you guys. Here's my question, okay? I get asked a lot of questions, so I'm going to ask one to you guys. Who would you farm? Would you farm B2 or TIE Fighter Pilot?
So because we have a ship expansion coming, and one of those 2 characters has the word pilot in them, I'm going to go out on a limb and say they may have a role in the new expansion. So that being said, TIE Fighter Pilot, if you're really excited about Arena, TIE Fighter Pilot requires Shore Trooper and Emperor Palpatine to really maximize. So if you don't have those characters leveled, geared, and starred, you're much better off with B2, who neutralizes pretty much every pay-to-play character.
And it's still great in an Empire team, by the way.
Exactly. So the B2 is probably one of the most useful, if not the most useful character to gear up in Arena right now, if you're not a very aggressive pay-to-play player. Except for this week, because this week we're getting all excited about ships. So I think there's a pretty good chance that a character with the name Pilot in him is probably going to have something to do with the ships that are coming out.
Okay, good point, good point. All right, now let's rapid fire through some of these questions. I think we answered Chirrut, we answered Boz, and we answered TIE Fighter Pilot. So there's really not anybody else that's new, right? Oh, Bistan. Bistan we won't unlock until the end of the month. So there's no way to get him other than just farming this. So we'll talk more about Bistan as we get closer to finding out where we can get him outside of this. So once I get I'm almost done with B2. Once I get my B2 all the way up, once I have enough shards, I'm going to activate them, and I'm going to take them to 7-star. I'll do that on one of the live shows. Or maybe I'll just do a special video for that. So let's talk now about these questions. Okay, we got some great questions. Let's see. Wild Grunt, how do I pledge? You already did that. Okay, so that's done. Good old Maurice, thank you for putting these questions together. He's pulling these out of the live chat. Zach Lod, as a new player that wants to have a strong Jedi team, are there any Jedi teams that hold rank in Arena? Well, he's a new player, guys, so keep that in mind. So don't compare it to your servers. Just you got to go back in time to when you're a new player. What do you guys think? I'm thinking Qui-Gon Jinn for sure. Ayla now, because you can get her. Ahsoka. So I think those 3 for sure. Jedi or Qui-Gon Jinn, Ayla, and Ahsoka. Who else did you guys put in there for Jedi team?
I'm a Gundy. I'm a Gundy counter team.
Mm-hmm.
I'd put Luminara in early.
Yeah, Luminara. Yep, you're right, because you're gonna need her for Galactic War. So yep. So there you go. That's a good team right there. So Zach Loud, I would go for, and they're all pretty much in different places except for Ahsoka and Qui-Gon. They're in the same place, but. Ayla, you're going to get out of Cantina battles. I'd go for Qui-Gon Jinn first, then go for Ahsoka out of Cantina shipments. Then you're going to go for I'm a Gundy. What is he, just hard node, or where's he at now?
He's in Cantina and one hard node.
He's in shipments. He's in guild shipments for coins.
Guild shipments,
Yeah,
okay.
but guild shipments take some time. And if you're a completely new player, I mean, the first characters you get is probably from Galactic War. So your first team is some kind of healer team, probably, with Luminara, but after that you'll wanna what's called before with Qui-Gon Jinn and all these characters. That's that's great characters. And Imaganda is, I think, in low level cantinas, so you also can have him very soon.
Yeah, there is still a video up, and I think it still holds true. If you're a new player, it's completely all about Jedis. It's on the Lore Skunk guides. If you go down at the very bottom, I think it's new player strategies, or you can find it in the guide section on the YouTube channel. It's talking about free to play, and it's talking about a Jedi, going Jedi, and then there's the opposite side for Dark Side where you can go Droid. So make sure you check those out.
Droids are definitely the one you want to build to early.
Yeah, if you're going to pay any money in this game, buy the droid pack in the beginning. Other than that, you can pretty much be free to play. Daniels Jacks proved that. So good stuff there.
It's you get more value on the start of the packs, because after that you have many characters from the pack, so they you don't need them anymore. But also the Jedi pack. I mean, if you love the Jedis, and I think there is Jedi Knight Anakin in the pack, and even if you unlock him at 4 stars, you're gonna rule the arena just with one pack, because the Jedi Knight Anakin is hard to farm, and only in Cantina 7G or whatever, the last 7 node, and only 3 other hard nodes. So he's not easy to farm, but with the pack you have him from the start on. So if you want to spend any money, then on the beginning, it's you get the most out of it.
Nice. Okay, so here we're gonna go right back, piggyback right in from piggyback right in. Oh wait, what, is he adding more questions to this? Let me see. Hang on, I'm getting off here. Let me make sure we're on the right thing. Where's he sending me this at? Okay, here we go. How viable are droids still, like HK Lead, Jawa Engineer, Grievous, B2, and 86? I'll let you guys answer that. As you know, I haven't really done any droids since I did my free-to-play account, and that thing died at the beginning of raids. So,
well, in the Heroic AAT, it's the highest damage team you can possibly field. So if viability for you is placing high in the AAT raid, then it's an amazing team and one of the best investments you can make. If you're talking about Arena, it's not very viable anymore. There's just too many counters to it, with taunting tanks that are there when you start the match, with Rexes, with massive AoE damage. It's just not a viable long-term team, but it is huge in the AT raid and still a great investment.
I do have 3 droids in my top 10, so it still works in Arena.
I think Alpha Molita might be changing the tires on his car. So droids are a great investment. They do have some viability in Arena, and they're viable in the AT raid. So it's a
Galactic War too. They're pretty much win all phases of the game, so you can't go wrong with droids.
Yeah, and on offense, I mean, you can beat your many teams just with the droid team. So
Tournament, I won almost every game with all. I'm still going to use droids in this tournament as my main team.
That's a great point too. This tournament has, if you can field more than one arena viable, you will ease up the ally point cost tremendously.
Cut it in half.
Droids are definitely one of those teams. Until you get to the highest echelons of the tournament, you can use droids to just pummel through pretty much anybody.
Is that any better?
I don't know. Is your car fine? Is the flat fixed?
I was saying that if you have B2 on your droid team, you can counteract the taunts.
Yep.
So it's definitely a much more viable team if you have B2. If you don't have B2, it's exactly what Malia said.
Yeah, you have to have B2 for Arena in the tournament. Otherwise,
And it's very viable with 86 and 88, because 88 does a lot of ability block, right? So you can counteract a lot of the if he goes first with Jawa Engineer, you can definitely counteract a lot of the things that the other team is going to try and plan by ability blocking them.
Okay, so that was from Sterling Dalton asking about the droid. So thank you, Sterling Dalton, for the question. JR wants to know what's up with the new class, Bounty Hunters and Republic.
Probably has to do with ships, but that's just a guess.
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, we don't know really. We got the separatist tag, but they have no synergy yet. So my guess is also that has something to do with the ships, and yeah, maybe you have some bonus with
You've got
Republic.
You've got 3 leaders, so maybe it has to do with those leaders each controlling a faction. That's my guess.
Okay. Yeah, well, maybe Remon will have some insight, so make sure you check out the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes live show tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, same bat time, same bat channel. Okay, so let's see here. This is coming from Brandon C. He wants to know, is it worth investing the time into Boba Fett since ships are soon to come? Would he regain some recognition when ships are live?
He is a pilot.
This is very similar to the TIE Fighter pilot question. If you don't have those 3 fleet commanders in a respectable place, that's really who you should be focusing on. A lot of people don't. Grand Moff Tarkin is not a character that jumps off the page at you, and neither is Mace Windu. So if you have those in a wonderful place, then Boba Fett may be a great character to work on. He is a pilot, and they've talked about reworks in the past, and who knows when that might happen. But if you don't have a pristine set of fleet commanders, that's going to be the right answer to any question about who to farm.
So listen, I say this. I follow in the footsteps of Han Solo. I say never tell me the odds, okay? And I took my 3 fleet commanders and made sure they were all 7-star today, and I made sure they were all Gear 9. I made sure all their abilities were maxed up to where I wanted them to be maxed out. I didn't Omega some of them, but and I got mods on them. Some mods need to be updated, whatnot. But I'm not going to go like some of these people I see in TeamSKUNK are going crazy, okay? They're going fleet commander crazy, okay? And they're putting all their resources in these fleet commanders when they're getting like to Gear 11, Gear 2, whatnot. Hey, let me see it first, okay? Let me see it. All right? Once I see it, then we'll go from there. But I'm not going to be dumping in resources to Gear 11 Grand Moff frickin' Tarkin, okay? When I know that he will not be in my Empire team once I get a few more of these other characters.
Now, do y'all think you need to have all 3?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Do they have? Okay. Do they have to be every single possible gear piece on them? Do they have to be all Omega?
So,
do they have to have the absolute best mods on them?
You want them as highest power as you can get them. So that I'll leave that there. So mods.
This is what we know. Every time they've suggested you work on something, it's been a critically important something. They said work on Rebels, and
That's
you needed
fair.
a really,
they said
really
to start farming these characters or get them up. They didn't say you had to have them at gear freaking 12. Okay, I'm stopping at Gear 9. I'm stopping the madness right here. Okay,
well, the good thing is, I think the marginal difference between Gear 9 and Gear 11 is not really what we're recommending. At least what I'm recommending. What I'm recommending is you get these characters respectable. Because if you haven't even farmed the shards to unlock these characters and you're walking into ships, I think you're making a big mistake and you're going to be way behind. If you already have them at Gear 9, then do TIE Fighter Pilot. Do something you enjoy. But I have a feeling that entire game modes may not be viable for you if you don't have access to these characters from day one.
All right. Well, I'm good then. I got them all 7-star. They're all Gear 9, baby. They're ready to roll. All right.
That's
Mace
right.
Windu is ready to fly some ships. I've never seen him in the history of me knowing Mace Windu. I've never seen him flying his ships for life. I saw him fly out a window, but I've never seen him flying his ships. But he's a fleet commander. Okay. So let's rapid fire through some of these questions. Okay. Now, so that was from Brandon C. Thank you, Brandon C. Remon_fan_1. Will there be a live show after the party tonight? Will there be an after party after the live show tonight? There will not with me. I won't be. But some of these other guys might, and they're always over there in the LordsClint.com Discord anyways, so it's always an after party. Zach Williams, as a rule of thumb, what is a good tenacity number to shoot for to resist the negative status effects? That's a good question.
80%, 80 to 90.
80. Who was it? Zurin Fett was saying for potency, it was your what to shoot for is 85% potency. So can we say 85 is a safe number for tenacity?
Sure.
Yeah, you usually want to go 15% over potency. So I guess you would shoot for 100 in that case.
Oh, 100 in potency?
No,
Okay, so
I'm
he
saying-
said 80. So he said 85 was where you capped out. So you would go over and get 100. Okay.
Yeah, 15% over potency.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so potency
where-
100.
Where does he wanna play with the high tenacity in phase 1? I guess. Or,
Yeah, I think his phase 1 is because we were talking about that earlier. So
because in the arena you don't really wanna put tenacity mods or only a few characters like Admiral Akbar maybe because he's a
Sunfac's a good
cleanser
one.
and Sunfac, yeah. But most of your characters you don't wanna have tenacity mods on them because tenacity is more is weaker than other mod sets. So
Yeah, it's weaker than potency, so
well,
it never will catch up to potency. So
yeah, Alpha Mole Eliza was saying he was just talking about his phase 1 team that he uses, where he uses Ayla lead, and then he puts on his old Jedi team. He puts on the tenacity. I think that's what he's referring to. He puts on the tenacity mods for that team to get through the phase 1. So I'm assuming that's why he's bringing it up. Pooty D wants to know who is a good substitute tank for the Turpentine trick for P3. So
Chewie.
So
You can
Chewie
use
could
Chewie.
do it.
Yeah.
So I think any taunting tank, right? I mean, I just
Yeah.
did it with 2 tanks and so if you have 2 tanks, do 2 tanks and Ewok Elder, because that did work for me. I did bring Emperor Palpatine back from the dead, so that was good. So you could do 2 tanks and Ewok Elder or 3 taunting tanks, right? Any 3 taunting tanks?
yeah,
Would work.
I
Yeah.
think even the
Just-
Scarif Pathfinder might even fit in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just tanks with a huge health and protection pool. So Sandfag, Shore Trooper, Rebel Pathfinder, Royal Guard.
Stormtrooper, right? Stormtrooper, regular Stormtrooper.
Also, Chief Nabbit. Chief Nabbit is very tanky, and if you don't have droids, why not? I mean, he also has is also the taunting. So Gamorrean Guard, Chewie.
You want to be careful with the retribution tanks though, because you really don't want them giving that guy turn meter. So I don't remember if Stormtrooper has counter, but you don't want countering taunt tanks. So
Yeah, but
I used Scar, whatever the Rebel
Pathfinder.
the
Pathfinder,
Pathfinder instead of Sunfac, and he seemed to do a lot better because of the retribution factor. I thought Pathfinder did really well. I got about
Yeah.
800,000 damage.
and those are the top 5 tanks in the game. Quick top 5 list is Royal Guard number 5, then probably 5s, but he hasn't taunt, so yeah, maybe not 5. But then Rebel Pathfinder is number 3, then Shore Trooper number 2, and Sunfag number 1. So those are the tankiest characters you have, which also taunt.
So, just real quick, as a side note, I realized this the other day. Okay, you guys know the graphic that they have, not the one that I have on my background right now, where it's got all the ships and stuff like that. There's another one, another image logo for Galaxy of Heroes where they're all, kind of facing each other. I know Darth Maul's on it, stuff like that. Did you know that this Obi-Wan Kenobi was on that over to the right?
Hiding in plain sight.
Yeah. Did anybody really realize that? 'Cause I never really paid attention to it. I never thought about it as being General Kenobi. Anybody notice that?
I think the first half year I didn't know that there are ships on the screen, so I never noticed it.
Yeah,
no.
he's on there. And then there's a chick, on the dark side next to Cad Bane. There's a chick on there. I'm not sure who she is. So it's just curious. So I'm sure that chick will be coming at some point. Probably maybe from the cartoon. I don't know. But interesting. Okay, and then let's see. Kendall England. When people 7-star Kenobi long time from now, do you think he will get Jedi teams on the meta? Do you think he will get Jedi teams? Well, I think you can do Jedi and clone, right? I think you can see a hybrid. I don't know why you would say Jedi teams aren't on the meta, because I run a team that has 3 Jedis primarily in it. I run Rex lead with 5s, Qui-Gon Jinn, Anakin, and Ayla right now is what I've actually been running for a long time. I throw in different characters depending on who I'm fighting, but pretty much that's my main team. So I've done real well with that team. But can he only make that team better? Yeah, I think so. What do you guys think?
Yeah, he's considered maybe one of the most strongest characters in the game. So yeah, I think will have a role at bringing Jedi or clones. So that's my opinion.
And he maybe move back the defense. I mean, he gives 70% defense to Jedi's and clone allies. So, I mean, normally we say defense is not much, but 70%, that's a thing. I mean, he could really make a team so tanky that you have a 4 or 5 minutes game instead of this 1 minute arena teams we have right now. So I think he will be some kind of meta, not the top meta maybe, but like the droids now, they still are in the arena.
I'll tell you what, he's handsome looking. He's definitely handsome. Ewan McGregor, man. He's got it going on. I'll tell you that. So
yeah, you definitely want a Samuel L. Jackson, Ewan McGregor.
Yep.
So
your Samuel L. Jacksons, your Ewan McGregor. Yeah, you definitely want them.
Liam Neeson, come on now.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Liam Neeson.
Now I just posted. If you guys follow me on Twitter, which you all should, Lord Skunk 1 on Twitter. I just posted. It was from StarWars.com, actually, I believe. Is 5 reasons why Qui-Gon Jinn is the greatest Jedi of all time. This is from Star Wars. This isn't from me. Okay, this is my opinion, even though it is my opinion. But there's 5 reasons why Qui-Gon Jinn is the greatest Jedi of all time. So make sure you check that out on my Twitter. All right, so we got that. This is going to be the last question. Now, first off, I want to thank all of Team Skunk for hanging out with us, okay, and giving you guys this insight. I want to thank all the people that viewed this, whether they're watching this live or they're watching a replay of this. That means you. So I appreciate that. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Really appreciate that. Remember, every Friday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we do the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes live show. This was a special event that we did just to go over the AAT Takedown. But this Friday, okay, in this episode of the live show, coming up tomorrow, we're going to talk about the tournament. We're going to talk about the ships. Riemann just got an inside look. He flew these ships, so we're going to get all types of insight, whatever you can release to us. We're going to get that tomorrow. We're going to talk more about these new characters, all kinds of good stuff, so make sure you tune in for that. Subscribe, and you'll be notified when we go live. Also, if you're looking to join a guild, head over to TeamSkunk.com. We do have guilds of all different play styles set up. We got, how many, Mal, how many guilds we got now?
29 guilds.
29 guilds. My goodness, it's ridiculous.
Maybe 30. We've been on for a couple hours. Who knows?
Yeah, we might have more than that. Yeah. So, Disciple just sent me a quick PM on Discord. He sent me over who that girl was on that image I was talking about. It's Ara Singh. Did I say it right? Ara Singh. She was a female near-human bounty hunter who operated prior to and during the Clone Wars. She was present on Tatooine, where she watched the Boonta Eve Classic pod race during the Trade Federation invasion on the planet of Naboo. So that was when Annie was there, right? During this time, she also became acquainted with Weequay Pirate Captain Hondo Anaka. All right, so Ara Singh is the other character on there, so I'm sure she'll be coming at some point in the future. All right, so good to know. Thank you, Disciple, for sending that. All right, so the last question, okay, so the last question is this. It's a good question. This is from Matt Lewis. He wants to know strategy on tournaments. Refresh main team over and over and over and over, or try to use most of your characters. I don't say the word tunes, just so you guys know. I say characters. I hate the word tune. All right, so refresh your main team over and over, or try to use different characters, or most of your characters. What do you guys think?
Oh, you have to use most of your characters if you want to save ally coins. So.
Yeah, the key is value. You've got to get some value out of everybody that you can. So when you first jump in there, beat the easiest teams you can with the worst teams you can field, using the minimal amount of ally points. And then eventually you're going to have to use your best teams over and over again. But you really, the first step is to squeeze out as many points as you can out of your terrible Jawa team and whatever other team you field. Your scoundrels, cast a spell as scoundrel team.
Yeah, Jedi team's really good early on.
And then once you get to the end game, once you start refreshing, you might find that there are some defensive teams that have been put in that aren't as good as the meta teams. And if you can switch back to one of your lesser teams at that point and save ally coins, that's the strategy, right? If you can beat a team with less than 5,000 ally points, try and do it, because it just means you get more battles.
and when you're on the top, you don't wanna lose any character. I mean, you get points for every living character, so it makes no sense that you put in only 2 strong guys and 3 medium strong, because then you probably lose the whole match, maybe if you have bad RNG, or you only get your points for the 2 living characters. Even if you think, hey, I save crystals now, but it's better to use the medium or the low characters on the first day when you're starting low on the rank, and then getting better and better. And some characters are good in many teams, and those you can switch back and forth and save some crystals. Some like Palpatine and RG and 3 other, and or some like Wedge Bigs teams. But other than that, at the top, when you're in the top 25, top 50 rank, you probably just click the refresh button and find the counter meta to your top team or your top 3 teams, and just accumulate your points there.
Yeah, look for weaknesses too, like droids. Put in OG Han, you'll wipe the floor. So you always look for your counters. For a team that you go, oh yeah, they don't have a taunt, or oh, they don't have a counter or B2. So look for that. That's what I always do. I always look for the teams that I can counter easily with certain characters. So
yeah, and characters which give turn meter, just look if they are faster than yours. I mean, for example, Java Engineer and Stormtrooper Han and Phasma. Just click on their character and look how much speed they have, and if you're faster and can go first, then you have a better chance to win.
Especially Jaw Engineer. If you're droid on droid, check the Jaw Engineer. If yours is faster, wipe the floor with them. So,
yep,
absolutely,
And the other thing too is you want to make sure, like you said, use the right counters. But here's something though that I do want to. I want to end the live show on this, okay? Because this is something we talked about the other day, and I don't think a lot of people know this, okay? And this is very important. All right, can you guys just real quick go over why it is bad? Because this is the meta right now. Okay, people always thought that the meta was going to be this Wigs team, which it is to a certain extent, not the way we thought it was going to be, but it is. But why is it bad to use the AOE from Wigs and Lando? Why is that bad to use against all these Rex leads? Tell us why that's bad. People don't get that, I don't think.
Rex's lead ability turns crits into turn meter. So every time you crit, every member of the opposing team is getting turn meter. So you have to be. That's why Rex is such a great counter to all these different teams. Any team that crits or is based off crits is going to give the opposing team turn meter, and that gives more attacks for the opposing team.
Yeah, I think
it stacks. It stacks too.
Yeah,
so
yeah. Well, I don't think people got it. People got that he was the counter to these droid teams. Okay, these droid teams, what do? They AOE, they crit, right? So it's the same thing that goes in. For some reason, there's this disconnect between the droids and these rebels, this Wigs Lando team. People aren't getting that. They're wondering why they're going in against these Rex teams and they're getting crushed. I get that a lot. I run Rex. I get a lot of messages from people, asking me that. People that used to run droids that are now running rebels, are asking me, well, why is your team so tough? Dude, it's the same thing. There's no difference. You know what I mean? It's the same thing you were running with your droids, just because you switch characters. You got to think of the strategy differently. So here's just a quick tip. Okay, hopefully nobody from my servers listen to this. Here's a quick tip. If you are going to use those characters, make sure you're not AoEing with Wedge, right? Wedge is the AoEer. Out of that.
Yep.
Yeah. Make sure you're not AoEing with Wedge when you're doing that. Make sure you're trying to focus on using his assist of Biggs, and just use your basic of your Wedge when you're going against those teams. And don't even put Lando in if you're going up against Rex lead team. You might as well just put him on a bench and put somebody else in. For me personally, I'm still loving the team I've had. I had this team for 2 or 3 months. I'm still running the old Rex, Fives, Ayla, Qui-Gon, and Anakin, and then I'll sometimes take out Ayla and put in Lando, depending on who I'm facing. So it's a good team. It works. What I'm struggling with lately, guys, is there's so much to do in the game, is that I'm missing my payout a lot of times, because I need to start focusing on my payout probably about 30 to 45 minutes earlier. I used to focus on about 15 minutes before payout, and I probably need to start focusing at 30, if not 45 minutes earlier. How are you guys faring on your guys' servers?
Skunk, I just want to know, did you at least get in your payout?
Wait, did I lose you? Because you said, Skunk, I just want to know, and then you just cut out.
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
I just want to know if you got first place in your payout
Today?
last night. No, yesterday.
Yesterday, I don't think I did. My daughter was Wednesday and Thursdays are my two toughest ones because that's when I have my daughter right at payout, so it's very difficult for me to get those. I try, but I did not. I don't think.
So that wasn't. Go. Never mind. I was teasing you because we lost like 90,000 tickets for that payout. So just
for me doing it. Yeah, well, that's what I was trying to do. I wasn't paying attention, dude. Don't think I'm going to answer messages at my payout on a Wednesday or a Thursday for sure. I just basically try to log in and try to. I mean, I have to auto sometimes on those teams. Yeah. So no, I don't think I did. So it's all right, guys. Come on, you'll be all right.
So my arena payout continues to be a very trying experience because I have to lock Riemann in every day, and when he's off at CG, he's not even trying.
So does he?
He's not even bothering.
So does he not? Does he never let you get number one?
Sometimes if he's off and he's not paying attention, but I feel bad for him. It's his pride, so I got to protect it.
I'm never gonna feel bad for him. Okay, here's why. He's got 5 TeamSKUNK people on his freaking server that keep him in the top 5. Whatever, however many it is. 10. Okay, the TeamSKUNK people on my server attack me. Okay, and then they message me, and they're like, dude, I just fought your team, blah, blah, and I'm like, dude, that's fine. I don't mind you fighting just don't do it at payout. Okay, your payout's not even the same as mine. So why are you doing it? Why? They're like so excited. They're like sending me videos of them fighting me. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, come on. So where Riemann and other people in TeamSKUNK get the joy of having other members lock them in, I not only have to fight my whole entire server, which already wants to beat me because they obviously the infamy of doing so. I got to worry about my own guild community fighting me as well. So it is what it is. I need to make sure I merge some of you guys. I need to talk to EA and get some of you guys moved over to my. I need Malleus being on my server for crying out loud.
You need the bubble.
Yeah,
I need to bring the bubble over.
Yeah, I need about five solid, trustworthy.
We can do that. Our shard has 20 of them.
Yeah, so I need to move some of them over. We need to get a hold of EA and have them move some people over. It's not fair. Okay, it's not fair. It's the struggle is real for Lord Skunk over there. I have dominated my server since the day that I joined it, up until probably I would say really the last couple weeks. It got super crazy competitive, mods and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And plus, a lot of times on the live shows, people watch and they know what I do. They know my rotation. They'll ask questions, and you know what I mean. And I'm telling them how to beat my own team. They're like, "Oh, hey, how do you beat your team?" You know, like they're not on my server, but they really are. So yeah, it's funny. But hey, it is what it is. It's the cross I must bear, being the Skunkalicious one. So, but hey, here's the good news. Tomorrow's Friday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you're there. The Star Wars Galaxy Heroes live show. You do not want to miss that. Make sure you share it. Tell your friends. Tell your guild mates. Get on social media. Let everybody know tomorrow's going to be a big, big, big day. Thank you to everybody who participated in the show. Thank you to everybody who watched the show. And again, we'll see you guys tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Star Wars Galaxy of Hero live show, baby.